Oh, hello, YouTube world. What's going on, everybody? So great everyone could join me tonight. What's this? Jim's going to tell you whether you like it or not. That's right. Jim's going to tell you. I just want to say I saw this right away. Mr. Trumpinator always coming in, always showing so much support. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. It is beyond words. The support you guys show me, the love, I feel it. It's great. And I just hope that I don't let you down and I provide you with something entertaining and something that you feel like you need, something that gets you through the day and helps you see what's happening in the world, and maybe understand a little what other people might think about some stuff too. But it says, please show Jim some support and hit the like, thumbs up button. He does it because he values people like Jim, and he's not nowhere near being rich or well off, but he just shows the support because that's the type of guy he is. And hey, Catherine K, how you doing? Pat Hacker, what's up? Sharon Tyler, Daniel Gagax, what's up? Captain Z, I am Bob, Sadie, Steve Hilliard, hey, what's up? Yay, we're starting. That's right. Mellow Cat, what's up? Mika, No Jabski, Sharkman, Lid, GMB, what's up? And Steve Ta, what's up, buddies? Yeah. So anyway, I got a whole bunch of stuff lined up for tonight. We'll see how far we get through it. There's going to be a big section of the first start of the show is going to have to do with this stuff that happened in South Carolina, on the train, the stabbing. That's pretty much that's a big one. That's a big one. And I just want everyone to know, all the members out there, if you guys check the emojis, you will see a Bella emoji. I put a Bella emoji in there just for you guys. All right. And just as usual, everyone, I'm going to say it once just now, and maybe I'll say it once more, but there is a goal, and we're going to go about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. If we meet the goal of $75, we will add an hour. If we, and then continue along that path. And also, if any single donation of $25 or greater will activate Bellavision, or once we hit the $75, whatever happens first. But and there's the Bella right there. She's just sleeping right now. So. Mm-hmm. Trumpeter says, Jim, it's not so much about what you provide me, but what you're providing to the masses that matters to me. You are informing others. Well, I appreciate that. Yes. So what do you guys think? You guys like that Bella? You guys like that Bella? I did it. I did like extra special with the Bella. I took the background out and everything so that it would just be her. And I added Bella to the 2-month tier of the subscription. So our membership. So once anyone is a member for 2 months, they will get the Bella emoji or whatever thing next to their name or something. I thought I fixed it. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I don't know, because maybe there's somebody that's 2 months. I don't know. So we'll see. But yes, happy Sunday to everyone out there. So let's do this. Let's add this to the stage. We'll fix this up here. Where are we at? Is this the one? Is this the one I want? Is this the one I want, or is this the one I want? I think this is the one I want right here. I don't know. Why is my camera? What the hell's going on? How did my camera get jacked up again? This is not good. This is not good at all that I have to correct my camera. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I got to wait for the program to load to move my camera. Let's go, camera people. Bella's bed is crooked again. How did Bella's bed? Bella gets in her bed and she gets all crooked. It's crazy what she does with her crooked self. Let's see here. Now here's me. Blah, blah, blah. This is out. I get this warning all the time. There we go. Here, where are we at? Is that better? Okay. Much better. Much better, better. All right. Much better. All right. Yeah. Where are all the Ukrainian flag people showing their support? Yeah, well, it's not only that. It's like, this is a brutal story when you get into this and you look at, and then you see this guy's rap sheet, what they kept letting him out of jail. And then the people that run this town, North Carolina, the mayor and all them, they tried to cover it all up. They don't want no one talking about it. They're worried about, this is nuts. Yeah, the mainstream media is zero coverage on this. It is crazy. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. This haunting video allegedly shows. See how they say this pissed me off too. Haunting video allegedly shows homeless ex-con fatally stabbing a Ukrainian refugee on a North Carolina train. I saw another headline from the New York Post that says a man claims a racist shot at him. Not allegedly shot at him. A racist shot him, and they want hate crime laws. A month ago, he's just reporting it now, though. But so we're supposed to believe all that, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, his rap sheet is insane. So yeah. So this is brutal. She was a refugee. She's where are they at? And this is how I feel right here. Allegedly, go F yourself. There's the blood. There she is. This is crazy. Yeah. Trumpeter says, I support Ukraine so much I say F them. Why would someone do this? Some people are evil. There are evil people. And the government's responsibility is supposed to be to get these evil people and keep them away from the rest of us, either by putting them in prison or a mental hospital or removing them from this mortal coil, I think is the best way to put it. Yeah. See, here's the problem right here. She was minding her own business and he took her life for no reason whatsoever. See, she should have known better. But maybe because and I'm not blaming her, so don't think that's what I'm saying. But people have been beat up to say, like to not be racist. So to say, like, oh, this weird looking crazy dude comes and sits behind me and I'm just going to act like nothing's happening. No, if you get on a train and you see this person comes and sits behind you, you get up and move. Don't be afraid of being called. I'd rather be called racist than be dead. You know, it's kind of like that saying, you'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6, which is what a lot of people say when it comes to defending themselves. Yep. Always keep that head on a swivel. That's just right. No, I don't think he knew who she was or anything. He just saw, honestly, I think he just saw a white woman and the white devil and all the stuff in the media about how all the white people are racist. Oh, she sat in front of him? Oh, that's even, that's, wow. Mm, mhm. Yeah. Yeah. You say you believe allegedly before a suspect is convicted, they open themselves up to slander? Well, no, because they say the video depicts this. The video depicts it. You're describing what's in the video. So I think you don't have to worry about that, and let him sue you. Let this guy sue you. Watch what happens. But besides that, when it's other things happen, they don't say allegedly, is what I'm saying. Like I'll speaking of which, yeah, I'll find. Hold on, I'll show you a headline from the New York Post. There we go. Here we go. Here, just so you can see. So here's South Carolina community pushes for hate crime legislation after black man shot at while waiting to go to work. It doesn't say allegedly shot at, does it? Does it say he was allegedly shot at? Does it say any of that? No. It says this happened as a fact that he was shot at, even though he reported that this happened a month ago. But they're just taking it as the word because this is the narrative the media wants to push, that black people are being attacked, that black people are the victims. That's the story the media goes with. It's not allegedly here because a black man was shot at, not allegedly, as a fact. Mm-hmm. Yeah, several progressive members of the Charlotte City leadership reportedly took deliberate steps to delay or completely block the release of the light rail stabbing footage of the Ukrainian refugee Irina Zalatutska by DeCarlos Brown Jr. You can't hate these people enough, right? They wanted to block this, but you see these other people just kind of sitting there minding their own business, minding their own business. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is what we're dealing with here. This is the American justice system. Blacks murdering you because of your race, black police officers refusing to arrest them, black judges refusing to sentence them, black mayors turning a blind eye to the black crime, black media making excuses for them, and black politicians passing laws to make them untouchable. I don't know. Does it sound right? I don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, at least GoFundMe dropped this perp's legal fund. Need a lamppost. Yeah, I don't. Hmm. Yeah, South Carolina does have a lot of black people. They do. I think this was North Carolina that this happened, though. Yeah. Yeah. Two things she did wrong. She didn't pay attention. She didn't keep her head on a swivel, and she went and sat down right in front of him on that train. She should have sat by someone else. But she's, probably didn't want to seem racist. I'm sorry, but even Jesse Jackson said that when he hears a feet coming up behind him, remember that he turns, and if it's a white person, he gets this rush of, oh, thank God. Hmm. Yeah, she pulled out her phone, was looking at her phone. You can't be on your phone. You can't be on your phone looking at stuff. You just can't be doing that. the false reality that women are fed through entertainment and lives and live their lives off of is a total farce meant to put them in harm's way. Yeah. See, there's because this is Netflix just just released just released an ad for another video that they have out where because they did the same thing with there was a girl that was killed in England by a refugee from Africa, I think, uh, somewhere. He was black, stabbed her up, but the Netflix TV show, the movie, made it a white kid. Why? Why are you doing this? Why? Jim sorta tells you. Well, I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying to not get yeeted off of YouTube as best I can here. But let's see here.
What? I can stand it.
Yeah.
I can stand it if I like.
You're live on Facebook right now.
I've got you too.
Me too.
Me too.
Yeah, see, that's Netflix. That's what the media tells people who to be afraid of. And I'm not saying that there are not white people that commit crimes. There are a lot, but the ratios here are way out of whack. They really are. And there's also another ratio. There's a ratio of crimes committed by black men between the ages of 14 and 35 is through the roof. Also, for some reason, the number of black women that are judges in this country that preside over these cases and that decide not to send them to jail is also around the same proportion, like 40. I mean, I don't know. I've looked into it, but something along the lines of close to 35 to 40% of all the judges in this country are black women, and they only make up 6% of the country. So I don't understand. That's a wildly obscene proportion for them to be judges. I mean, Biden personally appointed over 40 judges that were black women right before he left office. So I don't know. I mean, good for them if they can do the job. That's great. But if they're like Ketanji Brown Jackson that doesn't know what a woman is, that might be a problem when they're deciding cases. Just saying. I don't know. It's all for diversity. That's right. It's all for diversity. Mm-hmm. Yeah, everyone is born into this black and white racist BS. It's true. I don't know. But I don't understand. I don't judge people by the color of their skin. I judge them by the content of their character and what they do. And I've had many friends of all races, colors, creeds, whatever you want to call it. It's just we can't have the media lie to people and tell them that these are the people to be afraid of. Like, oh, the most dangerous person in the country is the white male. That's what Biden and them said, remember? That's what they were saying. The FBI says the most dangerous people are white males. It's just ridiculous. They do. Murderers come of all races. They do. But we have to look at statistics and ratios, and the bottom line, too, is that the people that are most victimized by black males are other black males and other blacks. They're vastly the victims of the crimes. And and Trump going to these cities and trying to help and trying to stop the murder rates, like what he did in DC, the murder rate in DC, what he was able to do in the 30 days with them there was like cut the murder rate in 1/4 of what it was. So the video is of the heartbreaking attack that took Irina Zarutska's life is now public. I want to thank our media partners and community members who have chosen not to repost or share the footage out of respect for Irina's family. Mm-hmm. This was a senseless and tragic loss. My prayers remain with her loved ones as they continue to grieve through an unimaginable time. Like so many of them, heartbroken, and I've been thinking hard about what safety really looks like in our city. I remain committed to doing all we can to protect the residents to ensure that Charlotte is a place where everyone can feel safe. Yes, this was the mayor. The mayor who was busy when all this was coming out. Yeah, you sound more angry towards people sharing the footage than you are towards the violent thug who stabbed Arena. Bizarre. Hmm. Yeah, so she was celebrating a birthday party when all this happened. So this is Sour Patch Lids, you know. It's race seeing you. I don't see race. And I mean, I don't know. I think this is more of a mental illness thing than a race thing. I really do. But has the killer been arrested and not released? He has been arrested 14 times and should have never been on the streets. Arena's life was taken because you did not do your job. So yeah, here is his here's here is his rap sheet. You know, look at this. DeCarlos Brown. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Huh. Well, this one looks different though. This doesn't look like the same guy actually. This picture. Unless I'm wrong, that doesn't look like the same guy. That might be a different place because that says Cumberland, right? And these other ones are all Mecklenburg. Mecklenburg. I don't know. That might not be the same guy. These judges that released this monster 14 times are complicit. Charge them with murder. Yes. Hmm. The VA sent a letter out asking what color you were and what race all other people of color were. Yeah, I don't. I've always refused to answer those questions anytime they're on anything. I just put nope, refuse to answer. I'm not going to play their games, and I'm not going to participate in the delusions. Hey, what's up, J.H. Swalback? So nice to see you. Darwin knew. Well, hmm. Arresting him for fair jumping would have prevented this if it saves one life. Yeah, I think I think some of that stuff. No, they're all white guys, so they look the same. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. I would like to look and see if they ever classified him as white on his arrest records because I've seen that. Yeah, yes, our VA is color racist. They're all, but I refuse to participate in their game, so I just don't. So I just don't answer. Anthony Cumia says they hate you. They don't care about your life. In a statement, the Charlotte light rail incident, Democrat Mayor V. Lyles or whatever, insists the city cannot arrest her way out of this issue like this, failing to mention the victim. So yeah, this was her first statement said Charlotte is by and large a safe city. Cats and by and large is a safe transit system. However, tragic incidents like this should force us to look at what we are doing across our community to address root causes. We will never arrest our way out of issues such as homelessness and mental health. You don't think so, huh? I am committed to doing the hard work with Mecklenburg County, community leaders and healthcare service providers in the private sector to ensure that Charlotte continues to be one of the best cities in the world with the highest quality of life for everyone. I want to be clear, I am not villainizing those who struggle with mental health or those who are unhoused. And she's not villainizing the guy who stabbed this woman. No, he's not a villain. It was the system failed him. I mean, that's what the GoFundMe said. The system failed. It was probably some do-gooder like her that got the GoFundMe going. Mental health is disease. Okay, yeah. I guess, yeah. Did he think he was a woman? Was he mental health like that? A disease like any other needs to be treated with the same compassion, diligence, and commitment as cancer and heart disease. Our community must work to address the underlying issues and access to health care. Wow. Yeah. He pulls out the knife and then stabs her. Yeah, so that's what he did. This person says, should DeCarlos Brown Jr. receive the death penalty? Well, According to Anthony Cumia, he says immediately. I think they should have a trial first. With this trial, should be kind of like the trials they have around the world, where it's just like, here's the video. Yeah, he did it. All right, goodbye. I don't know, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, do not pass go. Do not collect $200. That's right. Well, Lynn, I mean, he was arrested 14 times. Generally speaking, you get arrested 14 times, there's probably something you did that you probably should have been, he must have done something else. I mean, I don't have his full rap sheet, but 14 arrests and just keep getting let out, keep getting let out, keep getting let out. Mm-hmm. This person says, I live in Charlotte. I have ridden the train with my kids. I have a few thoughts on the murder that occurred last month on the light rail. It wasn't last month. This was just a couple days ago. Yeah, we can't arrest or lock people up our way out of this. That's what the mayor said. You know who else said that? That was the Attorney General of D.C. His name, I can't think of his name right now, but the guy that's the District of Columbia's Attorney General guy. He said the same thing. Oh, we can't arrest ourselves out of crime. Like, well, then what are we doing? Why is there prisons if we can't arrest our way out of it? Yeah, let's try. That's right. Let's just give it the old college try. Mm-hmm. Melcat's got a good point. So if you know the mental health issues exist in your community, why haven't she done anything about it? It's a good question. Oh, according to Michael Jaco, it was just a psyop. Didn't really happen. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. It looked like it happened to me. I mean, one was stabbed to death on the Charlotte Light Rail just minutes after sitting in front of a man accused of attacking her. Well, it's on video. It's all on video. The mayor said we can't arrest our way out of it is a deflection. No one wants to lock up all the homeless people. We simply believe that we can and should arrest career criminals who stab people on trains. It seems common sense, right? All of them, and not feel badly about it. Here in a statement Tuesday, Lyles did not mention the victim by name or discuss any specific measures the Charlotte Area Transit System, CATS, or police are taking to address public safety on trains. She focused on the suspect and urged others not to demonize homeless people. Kind of like, remember the mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Fry, who said, don't demonize trans people because the trans shooter shot a bunch of people. Don't demonize them. No. Have compassion for the people that murder you. Yes. I guess they're all Jesus. They want to turn the other cheek and stuff, but, I don't know. I'm a little more Old Testament than that. Lyle said the suspect appeared to have struggled with mental health and suffered a crisis. Yeah, the crisis, all right. She said the Charlotte and its transit system are by and large safe, but the incident highlights the need for stronger support systems. We will never arrest our way out of the issues such as homelessness and mental health. Mental health disease is just that, it's a disease, and like any other, needs to be treated with compassion and diligence and commitment as cancer and heart disease. Yeah. All those unhoused are more frequently the victims of crime and not the perpetrators. Oh, yes. Yeah, so like in New York, those homeless people that keep pushing people on the tracks, it's actually they're the victims. The other people got in their way or did something to them and deserve to be pushed on the tracks. Yes. That's where we're at now. That is where we're at now. And to be clear, he was a career criminal, this guy. He was suffering from such a dangerous mental illness that he shouldn't have been free. Mm-hmm. Philip Cogg said, why give this guy the death penalty when the Innocence Project will tie it up for 30 years? Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't have an answer, but when it's on video, it's kind of hard. Yeah, where's it calls for pocket knife bans? This guy, yeah, it's a pocket knife ban. Yeah. The guy clearly wasn't innocent, but his rap sheet goes back to 2011, includes felony larceny, robbery with a dangerous weapon, and communicating threats, according to court records obtained by the Post. He served 5 years in prison for armed robbery, only to be arrested for assaulting his sister just months after he was released. See, now, generally, when you get released from prison, you're on this thing called parole. And if you get arrested for anything else, they're immediately supposed to revoke your parole and put you back in prison. But I guess, they just don't do that to people anymore. He even served 5 years in prison for, and then he was just released in September 2020. They don't demonize the unhoused, and the unhoused are the victim parts of the statement are unwelcome virtue signals. This should be about the woman who escaped war-torn Ukraine to die in the South End on a light rail. It's tragic and unjust. Yeah. There's I don't know. She didn't. I don't know. Maybe he. I don't know. It looks like her hair was all under the hat, so maybe he thought it was some. I don't know. I don't know what he thought. But she didn't have the blonde hair hanging down like that. Misplaced empathy for people breaking the law leads to no pay policies and a massive number of unticketed light rail passengers making others feel unsafe. Yeah, see, like out of 5 million Lynx riders, how many are cited for not having a ticket? In Charlotte, the Lynx Blue Line is perhaps the city's biggest and most expensive use of the honor system. The transit system lets people board without checking for a ticket, and fare inspectors make periodic ticket checks and write $50 citations for scofflaws. But a review of data shows that few people are nabbed, and the $50 fine is among the lowest in the nation's proof of payment. Last year, fare inspectors issued 545 citations. Of those, a judge upheld the $50 fine in 368 cases. While 5 million passengers ride the Lynx each year, the number will likely double starting Friday when the 9.3-mile extension opens. Yeah. It's the configuration of the system. A lot of times the stations are at grade. You get on a train at street level. Yeah, so the police say they're far more likely to give passengers a warning if they don't have a ticket. And there also have been a slight increase since 2013 in the number of people who had to pay the $50 fine. Last year the inspectors wrote 4,751 warning citations and only 545 citations. In 2013, there were only 2,100 warnings written and 254 citations. Being a kind or compassionate Christian never requires tolerance for violent criminals or lawbreaking. It doesn't. Nor does it allow condemnation because of actions of one evil person. Both can be true. That's right. You shouldn't demonize the entire group of people for the actions of one person. All right. But survival and evolution in millions of years, or whatever you want, hundreds of thousands of years, have taught us as a people, as a human race, to notice patterns, to notice things, and to act accordingly to stay alive. That's all. There's a standard that we are called to uphold. Read the full article here. Compassion and the common good. Okay, so this guy's I've been seeing this quoted quite a bit lately. Mercy to the guilty is cruelty to the innocent. Adam Smith. That is true. Hey, what's up, JT Smith? How you doing? Taylor N. What's up, man? How you doing? I am Bob. Nice to see you. Sag Lant. What's up? We'll call Magic. Good to see you. Hey, Richard. How you doing? And Elijah Schaefer was like, can someone link me the raw footage? I want to release it in an article. You aren't mad enough. Yeah. Jesse Smollett's fake hate crime drew more media outrage than this. That's right. There's only 2 places I found a story about this. Just 2 places. 2 places. That's it. Everywhere else, not a word. Not a zip. Not a nothing. New York Times, nothing. Washington Post, nothing. Wall Street Journal, nothing. CBS, ABC, NBC, nothing. Not a word. Hey, Renee Collins, how you doing tonight? All the money they spent on illegals could have been spent on medical help. That's true. That's true. Mr. Ineffable says, we have a serious problem in this country, and it's been here for decades, long before Biden and Harris added to the crime problems we face and allowed illegal criminals to enter this country to commit heinous crimes against Americans. It deserves a spotlight like never seen before. It must be condemned. No more being soft on crime, allowing criminals to walk. These criminals belong in cages. This must be a whole thing where they show them, like, yeah. So, the story has received almost no press coverage. Right, almost none. Even with the photo released, if the perpetrator were white, it would be all over the news. The media is deliberately downplaying it because of the assailant's race, despite the victim being a Ukrainian refugee. It's sick. Newly released video shows a completely unprovoked attack on Ukrainian war refugee Irina Zarutska by DeCarlos Brown in Charlotte, North Carolina. He was safer in a literal war. Literal war. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I'm not going to play the video of her getting stabbed because, well, this guy says, here are the facts. Ukrainian woman stabbed to death on Charlotte Light Rail, August 22nd, 2025. On August 22nd, around 7 p.m., Irina Zarutska, an Ukrainian woman who fled to the U.S. to escape war in her country, was stabbed to death while riding the light rail in Charlotte's South End neighborhood. Yeah, it happened. Yeah, it happened that long ago, and we're just hearing about it now. It just became a thing yesterday. Literal land. Hey, Gilly, what's up, man? We're going over the stuff with the Ukrainian woman that was murdered. Video from inside a train car showed her sitting in front of 34-year-old DeCarlos Brown, who suddenly pulled out a knife and stabbed her 3 times. Stabbing appeared unprovoked, with no interaction between Zarutska and Brown prior to the attack. One stab wound was in the middle of her throat, and she became unresponsive shortly after, bleeding out on the train. Yeah, why haven't we heard about it? It was hidden. That's right. Zarutska was pronounced dead at the scene. Brown walked away as she bled, but was found and arrested nearby with a laceration on his hand. It was unclear how it occurred. Yeah, who knows? Maybe they'll say she tried to bite him and it was self-defense. Brown, who did not know Zarutska, was charged with murder and is being held without bond. He had prior arrests, including for misusing 911, where he claimed someone had implanted man-made material into his body to control him. Yeah. He kind of looks like the guy who ran over all those people in Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. So sad. Reopened insane asylums. No way this guy should have been on the streets. Disgusting. Yeah. Mm. And then you got this Reverend Ray Chisholm says, our church will be starting a GoFundMe to help DeCarlos Brown pay his legal representation. Please consider donating in lieu of reparations. And so it's this guy, and his law firm is the Law Office of Dindu and Nuffin. And, that's a parody account, by the way, just so everyone knows.
During slavery times. All right, so during slavery times.
Mm-hmm. And I can't watch this without wanting immediate retribution on the savage animal. It's North Carolina. Someone should have dispatched that person within seconds of that atrocity. Authorities released footage of the Ukrainian refugee getting stabbed. September 5th was when it finally got released. So you think about that. That's 8, 9. It's 2 weeks later. 2 weeks it took to release the footage and for people to find out. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. A 23-year-old seeking safety from the war and hoping for a new beginning, only be killed on a train. Her life was cut short thanks to a 35-year-old who's been in and out of prison for the last 15 years. Yeah. Very, very beautiful. It's a shame. Ukrainian, this is it. Gateway Pundit, all right, says Ukrainian refugee brutally murdered by a homeless career criminal in North Carolina. All right. This was at September 6th at 11 a.m. This came out while we're sitting in a rail car. All right. Horrifying footage has emerged showing the moments before and after a low-life career criminal brutally murdered a young female looking to start a new life after fleeing a war-torn nation. Yeah, the GoFundMe was taken down. Yes, it was. As a Gateway Pundit previously reported, the 23-year-old was brutally murdered last month by a low-life dog. Oh, Job for Mine has sent you a message on Twitter. Okay, I will look for that right now. Thank you very much for the $5. I forgot. I have to do this. Crap, I didn't do this. That puts us at hold on. That puts us at $60 away from the first additional hour. Totally forgot to do that. Oh. Mhm. Oh, I have this. Yeah, I have this story. It's a little later. Job for 9, but I'll hold on to it. I have that story. It's a little later. I have a whole section of the illegal alien crime wrap up for the week. It's pretty extensive. So yeah. So Charlotte Mecklenburg police revealed her suffered multiple stab wounds, was pronounced dead. I appreciate it though. Thank you very much. Says she's very dead according to this report. So she was beautiful. Yeah. And she was. I'm just saying she was very beautiful. She was looked like a model almost. It's just a shame, Not. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, anyone getting killed sucks. It's bad, but. Oh, gee, Shark Man. Hey, sorry for. This best news station and entertainment around. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Now we will lower this again. Do this. Do this. Now it's $55 away. Police identified him, and on Friday they obtained a surveillance video showing how Brown committed the heinous act. It's quite disturbing. New video shows the moment the repeat offender stabbed the 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee. First clip shows Brown sitting on a rail car, and we saw that. So anyway, we're going to get into more of what the reaction has been. Yeah, Jim could have married. I could have married her. Yeah. Hello. She's kind of young for me, honestly. 23 is a little young for me. I don't know. Haunting video shows homeless ex-con allegedly kill Ukrainian refugee on a North Carolina train. Wow. So it's allegedly now. He allegedly did it. We're not sure. We're not sure. So yeah, so surveillance video shows it all. All right, so we're not going to go through all this again. So we're just going to keep going now. We're going to go through these other tweets with the people talking about it. I like this better. It says, Charlotte mayor has responded to the brutal knife killing of the Ukrainian woman. Says the suspect is a black man, and we can't arrest our way out of this issues. Yes. Woke Charlotte mayor says you can't arrest your way out of this issue. Yeah, the only people I saw originally reporting on this were Post Millennial and then Gateway Pundit. And then the New York Post just came around and started reporting on it, but that's it. Yeah, so here's the Post Millennial saying that the woke Charlotte mayor says you can't arrest your way out of this. Mm-hmm. Mayor Lyles is facing backlash after responding to the murder of the 23-year-old, saying that the city can't arrest her way out of issues like this. And the victim was stabbed to death on the train by a suspect that has been in and out of prison repeatedly. Her first statement after the murder, Lyles emphasizes the suspect appeared to have a mental health issue or something. And then by and large, the city's safe, so don't worry about it. If she was fat and ugly, would we have heard about it? We might have heard about it sooner. Who knows? Depends on what race they were. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. What is we can't arrest our way out of it supposed to mean? Yeah, that mayor has a mental health issue. Yeah, my sister didn't call me for advice because she cares about her husband. She calls me because I'm looking for a narcissistic spy. Okay. Yeah, so mental health is just like any other disease. And this case has since brought renewed attention after surveillance footage was released, which the mayor didn't want released. They tried to fight it and keep it back. They told the police to hold it back and not release it because they had control over it because they have control of the train. So they tried to hold it back, but couldn't hold it back. Someone leaked it out. And he pulled out a pocket knife. The video is heartbreaking attack is now public. And Just she was upset that it was released because now people know about it. I want to thank our media partners who have chosen not to repost it or share it. So yeah, don't public now, but don't tell anybody. Yeah, definitely. If it was a trans person, we would have heard about it right away. Would have been like the same day. It would have been everywhere. Mm-hmm. Her prayers remain with the loved ones as they continue to grieve. Yeah, like so many of you, I'm heartbroken. I've been thinking about what's safety really looks like. Well, it looks like not getting stabbed in the neck riding on a train. I don't know. Suspect in charge of first-degree murder, and he's spent the majority of his adult life in and out of jail. His criminal record dates back to 2011: robbery, larceny, 5 years in prison for armed robbery. And but see, this when he was calling 911, saying that someone had implanted things in his brain or whatever to control him in his body, they should have immediately came with the butterfly nets. The big guys in the white coats and the butterfly nets in the van come to take him away. They're coming to take me away. Ha! That's what should have happened. Mm-hmm. A GoFundMe created by Zatutska's family notes that she had recently arrived in the U.S. to seek safety from the war, hoping for a new beginning. Her life was cut short. The media blackout on a Charlotte killing is insane. It's not just they gave it minor coverage. Google her name on Google News. No mainstream coverage at all. Just the Hindustan Times. Schizophrenia. Yeah, clearly he has schizophrenia, who knows? They might say that he Daniel Gagak says, trust me, arresting criminals, ensuring they stay in jail can help the crime rate. Hard to commit crimes locked up. Well, they do commit crimes in jail, but they're right there, so you have them already. Yeah, nothing shows up if you Google. That's it. Mm-hmm. Probably paranoia too, but I don't know. He might end up getting found not guilty for reason of insanity or something. Yeah, if they had planted that in there, it probably would have solved the problem. Yeah. Like this guy says, it's been revealed that the New York Times has written over 100 times about Daniel Penny. When searching the name of the Charlotte light rail victim on their site, Irina Zarutska, not a single result can be found. Nothing on the New York Times. Nothing. That this is why J.D. Vance and others are using the language they are. Democrats don't know these things are happening, so you can't reason with them. They aren't even in baseline reality. You have to push for the right results with masculine will. It's the only way. See? Because they don't know. They go, what are you talking about? Yeah, this is ridiculous. Here, I saw this. It's been revealed that the Charlotte City Council paused their meeting they were having on the light rail incident for an hour to hold a little mini birthday celebration. So they had a meeting. They were talking about what to do, and they were trying to, we got to hide the stuff, can't release it. And they're like, hey, but somebody's birthday, we got to have a cake and all that. So they had a celebration to eat cake. See, that's the cake. There's actually more pictures and video of the cake celebration. So, yeah, these are politicians, Even Piers Morgan has to say, why is the disgusting, senseless, unprovoked murder of a 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee, Irina Zarutska, by a man named DeCarlos Brown on the train not getting more media attention? Huh. What do you think? Why do you guys think it's not getting more media attention? Yeah, Wikipedia keeps deleting its article. Yeah, Wikipedia's playing gang. Musk is weighing in on it. Yeah, this is not going away. This is gonna stay in the news. This is one of them things. She does have kind of a googly eye there, though. I just noticed that. Dinesh D'Souza says the reason for the media silence is racial. If the killer were white, this would get coverage. Of course, if it were a white assailant murdering a black woman, then it would be a victim. Then it would be front page headlines everywhere. Yeah, wrong color victim. That's what it seems to be. Look, a BLM poster in her room. Yeah, she had a BLM poster in her room where she lived, so that didn't help save her, though. Yeah, you would think the Dems would be all over it because she's Ukrainian. Yeah, she looks like a Barbie doll. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm wondering too, Mika, schizophrenia seems to be as common as a drug-induced psychosis. There'd be a link between the two. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a supporter of the drug war in the United States and arresting people for doing drugs and all that stuff. But I have to say, there seems to be like maybe this new marijuana that's super strong is actually kind of making that whole reefer madness thing almost come true. I don't know. It does mess with people's brains. Mike Lee says, mainstream media equals the media agent of the DNC. If the DNC doesn't like it, then the mainstream media won't report it. He was responding to what Piers Morgan was saying. And then this is from Sun Chaser, and it stopped this from happening. Hey, GoFundMe, why are you allowing the North Carolina murder suspect to raise money for legal fees on your website? You made a very public announcement after January 6th that your services could not be used to raise funds for defendants accused of violent crimes. Boycott GoFundMe until they take down the account and refund all money contributions. All money that can't be refunded should go to the victim's family. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Zero Head says, this is the image that killed the Democrats in 2026 and beyond. I mean, that's kind of astigmatism. You think it's an astigmatism? It could be. It was for reparations, maybe. I don't know. I do have a story. I don't know if we'll get to it about Asheville, North Carolina, passing a $3 million reparations bill. I think I'm going to use my Blue Sky account for non-confrontational issues such as this. The left obviously doesn't listen to the right. If you go there, you see, I might get my point across. Undercover, you could try. I don't even know. Right now, the left is still crying about the boat of the terrorists getting blown up, saying that somehow they deserve due process. Asheville is the most pathetic city you have ever visited. No. Richard Wharton says the marijuana now is no better than the older stuff that's media propaganda. I don't know, man. Some of the new hydro stuff has like 20% THC or whatever instead of used to be 3%. Seems to me like there's, the potency is way, way better. I don't know. Democrat regime propaganda. The brutal murder of a white Ukrainian refugee teaches us that the anti-white media bias is much stronger than the pro-Ukrainian media bias. Yeah. Carlos Brown, a serial criminal with 14 arrests, including assault on women, was freed on no cash bail by Judge Teresa Stokes in January 2025. No, White Lightning is pretty damn strong. Yeah, that's moonshine. And I don't recommend you drinking that. Well, do what you want, I guess. Despite his public defender questioning his mental capacity in July, Judge Roy Wiggins let him remain free pending a forensic evaluation that never happened. On August 22nd, Brown brutally stabbed 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee Irina Zaritska on a light rail train. Where's the accountability from the judges and DAs? Where is it? Yeah. You got ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, MSNBC, and the other propaganda outlets are silent. They're ignoring a Ukrainian refugee's murder. Mm-hmm. There's the that's what happened. This is the judge that let him out on no bail in January, and this is the judge that let him stay out and said, yeah, the public defender says he's crazy, but we don't really know if he's crazy. I mean, look at him. He looks perfectly sane. I mean, he's just running around mumbling to himself, talking about killing people, but not me. So I'll be fine. Both need to come under federal and state investigation. Yeah, I think fascinating. Individuals' culpability is merely a construct of oppressive narratives. I mean, I personally think, this whole thing about judges can't be held liable for their decisions because, they have immunity. That needs to get looked at, very seriously. When the judge does something that actually results in someone dying, I'm sorry, they should be held culpable. Yeah. Oh, it was all Trump's fault? Okay. All right. See, I can read that even though you didn't spell it all the way. I know what you're going with there. That your daddy used to make cars run faster so other family members could run moonshine to the backwoods of the Ozarks. Oh, that's cool. Not only did Charlotte Democrat Mayor Lyles refuse to condemn the lunatic repeat offender who stabbed a woman to death on the train, she suggested we should actually have compassion for him. That's right. Compassion. We'll never arrest our ways out of these health issues, she says. And here they are. Here they are. This is what they were doing. They were celebrating. It's real. They were celebrating Charlotte Government Center. Dimple Ajmarank is this person's name. Dimple Ajmarank. They were cutting their cake. There's the mayor, and they're all sitting around here celebrating the birthday instead of doing what they're supposed to do. Yes. I have parasocial powers. Most every American does some type of drug. Why is that? Well, most people aren't happy. Or they're looking for escape, looking to relax. I mean, Americans, generally speaking, work very hard. They abuse their bodies. They do things, and hurt themselves to work, to make money. Everyone's trying to get ahead. And, they want to take a little rest on the weekends and stuff. So it says the people who end up in the hospital after smoking weed are not smoking flower. They're using concentrates and vapes. The flower is no more potent than the old school stuff. I don't know. I heard it was, man. I heard the new hydro stuff is like 5 times as powerful. That's what I read. So I don't know if that's wrong. Then I don't know. Judges will issue infinite orders hindering people on businesses and civil trials if there's even the unrealistic hint of injury. But criminal trials, just let them go. Teresa Stokes, she, her, magistrate judge. She's a judge. Name one senior citizen that doesn't take drugs. I'm not saying drugs should be. You guys are getting me wrong. I'm not saying drugs should be illegal. I'm for complete decriminalization. I just think you should do them responsibly in your home, not operate vehicles and stuff. And if you're crazy, you shouldn't be out in public killing people. Well, the problem with the cartels and stuff is the fentanyl. They're putting fentanyl and cocaine now, so it's killing people. That's kind of a problem. Yeah. And this person says something to GoFundMe. They said during the J6 cases, their policy don't allow defendants to raise money. But yeah, so here it was right here. GoFundMe. This is psychotic. DeCarlos DeJuan Brown Jr. legal fees. Started by Ezekiel Rivers. Raising money to assist with the legal fees for DeCarlos DeJuan Brown Jr. Anything helps fight against racism and bias against our people. So, help fight against racism, because this was about racism. Gives us a hand to push against this corrupt narrative. Wow. That's crazy. That's what they put down there. The judge has been releasing her to mental health programs she owned, likely Medicaid racket. She owns a housing and mental health company that DeCarlos Brown was in and out of. It seems like a conflict of interest. Oh, so she's a co-owner of Pinnacle Recovery Services. Yeah, that kind of seems like it might be a problem if she's releasing people into that thing that she runs. Yeah. Yeah, living in America is stressful. I think you hit on it. Yeah, it is. And people don't realize it. They think, it's stressful. I mean, there's always people trying to get ahead, people trying to get things. I don't know. I don't want people suffering. I don't want people to be in pain. Yeah, no, it's true. It's why it's so tough for people to understand and make people accountable. It's not guns or drugs, it's people. It is. I'm not saying this had anything to do with drugs at all. I didn't say this had anything to do with drugs. We were just started talking about drugs. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. A government hasn't sprayed it with paraquat. Yeah, well, the government people didn't know that the government was poisoning weed. There used to be around because all the railways, all the trains, that the land around the trains was federal lands. They were growing hemp around all the train tracks, basically all around the country. And then when people started realizing that hemp is because they used to make hemp rope for the Navy, they still use hemp rope in the Navy. But anyway, when people started realizing that hemp is just marijuana, it's a little less potent marijuana. Little, but anyway, and people were smoking that. And that was called dirt weed, basically. They started spraying it with paraquat, and it basically was poison. It poisoned people. The government did that. Mm-hmm. Mass cancellations are hitting Netflix after one of their ads resurfaced warning people to fear white men on public transportation, sparked outrage over the slaying of the white victim in Charlotte by a black male. That's right. This is the ad, the Netflix ad. We saw that. Yeah. And cancel Netflix. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mark Randazzo says, who could have imagined he would seriously hurt someone? After all, he had only 14 priors. Oh, yeah, the government poisoned people intentionally. The government has done it multiple times. The government, the government did in the 60s, the government released toxins into the air of San Francisco to see how many people would get sick. They were testing this. It was like it wasn't anthrax. It was something, some kind of, anyway, I don't know. I don't want to get into it right now, but the government has tested stuff on us repeatedly and done things that poisoned us repeatedly. I mean, just Tuskegee experiments. Look into that. Yeah, 14 priors. Oh, no. I'm trying to close some tabs. I got way too many open. All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Bill Labonte says, this cannot be real. Yeah. Because of this, to Carlos Juan, whatever, to assist with the racism, we have to give them money. Yeah, they said that, but then they never told anybody that they sprayed it, if I'm not mistaken. They just kind of kept it a secret. Yeah. 45 years ago, the government sprayed our neighborhoods for mosquitoes. I was delivering papers at the time. They still do some spraying for mosquitoes. Mr. Guns and Gear says, what kind of person would donate to this GoFundMe? Raise funds to stop the injustice against DeCarlos Brown Jr. Somebody actually wrote this out and put this in, and somebody actually donated money to it. This says, while what happened on the Blue Line was a tragedy, we must not lose sight of the fact that DeCarlos Brown Jr. was failed categorically by the judicial system and the mental health services of North Carolina, and as such is not entirely to blame for what happened. As it is so, we endeavor to raise funds for his legal defense and hope to avoid punitive sentencing and also get him the aid he receives. The only punitive sentencing he should get is for a quick, fast, and in a hurry. I think they still have firing squad there, if I'm not mistaken. Help us raise DeCarlos Juan Jr.'s legal fees. OJ got away with it. Why not DeCarlos? Wow, is that real? Raising money to help assist the fees. Anything helps fight against racism and bias against our people. Thank you for giving us a hand to push against this corrupt narrative. Oh, that's crazy. George Floyd got 4 funerals and a solid gold casket. His estranged family got $27 million from the city before the trial began. The judges and DAs who released this creature, who was arrested 14 times, are more culpable for murder than Derek Chauvin ever was. That's a hot take. This guy says, can anyone out there stand up against this rot in our cultures? It should be a global headline. However, the media only presents about white on black violence, not black on black or black on white. As society, we need to change that view before we become the UK. I agree. I agree. I think we saw this again. You know, the American justice system, murder, blacks murder because of your race, police officers refusing to arrest them, judges refusing to sentence them, black mayors turning a blind eye, the media making excuses, and politicians passing laws to make them untouchable. Yes. Yeah, St. Floyd of fentanyl. Yep. So it says, if anyone calls you a conspiracy theorist when you tell them the CIA controls the media, show them this picture. Yeah, 0 AP stories on the attack, PBS and New York Times, NPR, Wall Street Journal, BBC, CNN, or WAPO. 0. 0 stories. Nothing. Nothing about this. Huh. An update. The mayor of Charlotte is criticizing anyone who shares the video of a black man brutally stabbing a white woman in her city and says that she's thinking about the safety in Charlotte. I want to thank our media partners, community members who have chosen not to repost or share the footage. Yeah, she's thinking about what safety looks like. That's a useless mayor right there. Mm-hmm. Well, she's got a nice crown. What is she, like the royal family of Charlotte? He says they don't want you to see the footage because they don't want you to know the truth. Because if you knew the truth, you may realize that you've been lied to, and you may just wake up. It happened to me. Oh. These cases produce new anti-Democrat voters whenever they happen. They do. They do. Right. This was that other thing, 0 stories on these attacks anywhere. Reuters, MSNBC, nothing, 0. Wall Street Journal, BBC, CNN, no stories. And this even got down to El Salvador. Nayib Bukele says that the president of El Salvador, the guy who runs that nice resort that will send people to stay, a all expense paid trip to El Salvador. It's called Cot. They see the cots, they get to sleep on them. Says, you don't hate the media enough. You don't. You don't hate them enough. You really don't. Yeah. I know this is in a statement on the Charlotte Light Rail incident. The mayor insists the city cannot arrest their way out of it. Yeah, we already saw all this stuff, but I don't know. There was so many things that I was grabbing and pulling up and pulling. So a couple of these, but Mark Randazza has. That's why I had that one, because Mark Randazza has he says you can execute your way out of this crime problem, though. Is yes, all inclusive. Yep, everything's included. You're trying to hate them enough. Yeah. She issues a statement on the woman who was stabbed in the throat, suggests that people aren't being respectful by sharing the footage. Residents can rest assured, however, because she's thinking very hard what safety really looks like, and that the video is heartbreaking and all that stuff, and that's a senseless and tragic law. Yeah, she's heartbroken. She wants everyone to feel safe. Yeah, that's what she wants. Everyone to feel safe. Well, it could take a generation, FledX. It could take a generation, or it could just take a massive purge, per se. Hey, Bobby Wold, what's going on? How you doing? Nice to see you. And then Phil Labonte comes in and says, arrest Teresa Stokes, charge her with manslaughter. Do the same for every judge that lets a criminal off every time someone dies because of their failure. Yeah. The murderer's name is DeCarlos Brown. He's been arrested 13 times, 2 of which for assaulting women. Teresa Stokes allowed him to be free. But now, the New York Post actually says the horror video of the Ukrainian refugee slaughter on the Charlotte train has met with deafening silence from Democrat leaders. What do you know? Democrat leaders have nothing to say about this. Nothing at all. Liberal media and politicians have been accused of staying silent on the savage murder of the young Ukrainian refugee on a North Carolina train after a career criminal with no less than 14 arrests was charged with her murder. Irina Zarutska, 23, was stabbed on a train. Horrifying surveillance footage showing the moment the unexpecting woman was brutally attacked. DeCarlos Brown Jr. is shown pulling a knife out from the seat behind her and stabbing her repeatedly in the neck. She's totally unaware of the killer behind her, fiddling on her phone. You can see him unfold the knife as he prepares to attack. After the killing, the attacker is seen wandering through the Lynx Blue Line train, spattering blood across the floor as he carries the weapon. Bystanders barely seem to notice that a young woman's just been hacked to death right behind them. The suspect takes off the bloody hoodie and calmly waits for the train to pull into the station before exiting. But in the wake of the monstrous killing, the media outlets and politicians have largely stayed silent. Charlotte's Democrat mayor even thanked publications that chose to keep the video from the public. Well, she was a model, right? She's a model. He's at least 14 prior arrests. The video of the heartbreaking attack is now public, and she wants to thank the media for not sharing it. Anyone who didn't share it. He wants to know, was she technically deported without due process? Yeah, where's her due process? Where was the refugees' due process? That guy didn't give her any due process. Why aren't they crying about due process? Says, imagine being a liberal, black, Jewish, turned Muslim, transgender, vegan, married to an Asian 12-year-old running for president. All Dems would vote for this person. They would. She show model in Ukraine. Her statement drew outrage from many, including Republican congressmen in the Tar Heel state. The mayor's refusal to condemn the senseless, horrific, and preventable violence is as telling as it is despicable. Violent criminals, regardless of who they are or what they look like, need to be in jail, wrote Representative Brad Knott in response to Lyle's post. Lyle's did not office did not respond to an immediate request for comment. Others pointed to a broader nationwide issue of soft touch responses to career criminals. The violence in Charlotte. Well, yeah, I mean, you remember that career criminal dude, the terrorist, the Maryland man that they all went to go champion with MS-13 tattooed across his knuckles, that was caught trafficking people and everything. And it's, the reason he says he needs protection here and can't go back is because they murdered a member of the Barrio 18 gang or something, and so their family's looking for him or something. That's why he can't go back to El Salvador, supposedly, or Guatemala or wherever. The violence in Charlotte is a microcosm of the national epidemic, and Americans deserve better than Democrats' soft on crime policies, wrote Rep. Mark Harris. Charlotte City Council candidate Edwin B. Peacock posted a video of his nighttime ride aboard the light rail train in Charlotte as he called for a crackdown on public transit crime. A week ago, 23-year-old Irina Zarutska was brutally killed on Charlotte's light rail. Her death is a tragedy we cannot ignore. Who's riding without paying? Are they the ones causing problems? We need answers. The former mayor of Matthews, North Carolina, a suburb of Charlotte, responded, also calling out safety concerns on the city's public transit. I'm deeply disappointed in what's been happening, and a loss of focus has made the light rail welcoming and safe to travelers. It's only going to get worse until the current Metropolitan Transit Commission and, quite frankly, the city of Charlotte gets serious about addressing the root cause. Is that her there to the right? Okay, that's her. Zarutska's employer, Zepedy Pizzeria, remembered her as a true friend. Former Doge Secretary Elon Musk called out what he said was a lack of coverage of the killing by mainstream media, resharing a post counting how many articles and outlets had written about the stabbing, along with comment 0. Yeah, the guy is in custody. He's in custody. At the same time, those who knew Irina have spoken out about the horror that a young woman who escaped the war in her country in 2022 could have met such a sickening end in the United States. Irina was wearing her work uniform from Zepedy's Pizza, a Charlotte restaurant, when she was attacked. The pizzeria paid an emotional tribute to her in the wake of her death. Recently, a Zepedy family suffered a tremendous loss. We not only lost an incredible employee, but a true friend. Our dear Arena left this world far too soon, and our hearts are heavy with grief, the restaurant wrote on Instagram. I would have said a few more things. Yeah, he reminds me of Daryl Brooks, too. Like, a lot. Since her passing, we have kept a candle burning in her memory. This guy who's homeless had more than a dozen convictions dating back to 2014, according to court records opposed to seeing. He served 5 years for a 2014 armed robbery and was released in 2020 before being arrested just 5 months later for assaulting his sister at her home in Charlotte. Despite his lengthy rap sheet, Brown was free on the streets after he allegedly carried out the murder. When he allegedly carried out the murder, the Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department did not respond for immediate requests for comment. Mm-hmm. Well. And then Zero Hedge has some things to say. The image that killed the Democrats in 2026 and beyond. Just like that, it's over for the Dems in the 2026 midterms, maybe even the 2028 general election. Maybe this is even the final nail in their creaky, splintering, mentally ill Marxist coffin. Well, I think this is wishful thinking, because most people that vote Democrat won't even acknowledge that this happened. Right now, they're trying to ignore it the way they tried to pretend Hunter Biden's laptop didn't exist back in 2020. They were successful enough that time to push their vote machine over the finish line in Biden-Harris's favor, but that won't happen this time. The story, this image, it's already out there. Yeah, so kind of in a way, you heard about it the day it happened on AK News Nation? Okay, I didn't know nothing about it. Tim says that Biden started the war in Ukraine and Zeppelin became an immigrant from Ukraine, all to be killed in the USA. So maybe Biden is guilty? Some way of string, Biden is responsible for her death. Yeah, that's why isn't this guy in Epstein's cell? That's right. They could save the taxpayers some money. No one will remember in a month? Well, I don't know, Steve. It's possible. It's possible. They try to ignore it, hoping it goes away. They say they don't post any stories about it. No one commits narrative crimes like the New York Times. They are the best. What's the editorial reasoning behind this here, New York Times? No stories for Arena and 100 stories for Daniel Penny. The only explanation I've seen is, it was never covered nationally because it's only a local story. Sure, like George Floyd's overdose in police custody was only a local story. Good luck with that dodge, lefties. This AK Nation News does crime stories every day for those interested in pattern recognition information. I'll have to look into that AK Nation News. I'll have to add that to my list of where to go and look for stories. Thank you, Roger Wood. In all fairness to the Democrats, their policies have made the situation so common that it may well have disappeared into a din. A violent lunatic with 14 previous arrests under his belt, but who's still freely roaming the streets, randomly and viciously stabs a young woman on a train, killing her. Murder occurred just over 2 weeks ago, and they had every reason to believe the local crime story was dead as the beautiful young victim. But then the video emerged. It's chilling, terrifying, and horror that every urban female and plenty of males fears. The still image of the moment the madman's knife begins to descend is the most damning optic I've seen in years, and it's now be the face of the modern Democrat Party. It gets worse, too. The victim was not only young, female, and stunning, but she was a refugee from Ukraine, one of their fetish victims. She ran away from the war in Ukraine. She came to safety, and America failed her. Irina Zaritska was butchered on a Charlotte light rail, her throat cut open by a violent repeat offender who had been arrested 14 times and was still free. Zero news yet. New York Post is one outlet that covered the story. Haunting new video revealed the moment the homeless ex-con fatally stabbed this woman. Well, yeah, if James O'Keefe worked for the New York Times, how many Pulitzers would he have by now? Oh, man. Would he be, here's the thing, though. Would he, if this is like the chicken or egg type of thing, if he worked for the New York Times, would he actually be able to do the stories that he's done, or would they bury those stories? They tell him not to cover them. Would he not be able to do the stories to keep his job? Irina Zarutska, who fled Ukraine for a safer life in America, was on the Lynx Blue Line just before 10 when she was ambushed. Surveillance video released show her boarding the train in a pizza uniform, sitting there looking at her phone, unaware of the danger behind her. Just 4 minutes later, DeCarlos Brown Jr. whips out a knife, lunges forward, and stabs her 3 times, once in the neck. The Ives, the brave smile, her courageous backstory, all coming to America, taking a humble job as a pizza clerk in Charlotte just to get murdered on a train. Lakin Riley, the young nursing student murdered by one of Joe Biden's illegal aliens, became a poster child for stopping the invasion. The description of her murder was shocking to the public conscience, but still, it was only words. Robin Westman's murder and maiming of young Catholic school kids at prayer was shocking and tragic. It was powerful enough to finally spark the public debate about what kind of medications are given to youth with gender dysphoria and whether they're sane enough to own guns. But still, the story was just words. Here we have a video of a savage act committed by another Democrat sacred cow, a black homeless man. You know, the kind of sweet, innocent victim that awful racist cops are always trying to murder. Yeah, Kate Steinle. Yeah, and that was another case that I thought there was an issue that basically it was jury nullification, that they refused to convict that guy for the crime. And we're having a serious problem in these deep Democrat districts like San Francisco, Washington, D.C., and other places where they're just ignoring the law and the crime and saying, no, we don't like Trump, we don't like Republicans, so we're not going to convict this person. Even as Democrats surge in the streets of D.C. protesting the president's crackdown on crime, this chilling video, this electrifying image has hit the internet. The left could not be caught further on the wrong side of an issue. They are exposing it as heinous morons that they are. And I want you to look at this. This is them protesting. Take a look at these people protesting in D.C. What do you notice about them? They all look like they're middle-aged white people. So what do you think? Where do you think they came from? My proposition is that they're all members of the teachers' unions. That's why these protests during the summer, they were all during the weeks and everything. But then once school started, these protests all had to move to the weekends because teachers work during the week. But in a town that is 40-something% black, why is there no black people in this protest? Yes, they're all bussed in. They're all members of the American Federation of Teachers, AFT, or the NEA, National Education Association, Educators Association. Yep. And it's the confession. He does actually worry about Trump's over-the-top rhetoric and willing to push bounds of executive power even further than Barack Obama did. And I know he's doing the right things, but every time he calls out the guard or sticks the FBI on someone or blows up a boat of enemies, I can all too easily picture the next rabid Democrat president goring my ox in the same way. Mm-hmm. Well, I do have some facts to back it up. If we get there, if we get to that point tonight, if we go long enough, you guys will get the facts. I like to see some of this, and I thank God for the man in the White House who's climbed athwart history yelling stop. Because in the end, Democrats champion mental illness, crime, and a breakdown of civil order. They champion evil. Republicans fight it, period. It's over, Democrats. Be gone with you. So, yeah. Well, that's that. And that's the end of that story. So that was, I apologize to everybody. That took up quite a bit of time, that one story. So now on to the next story. Cheers to leader John Thune for his bold leadership here. John Thune to steamroll Chuck Schumer's blockade of Trump nominees through nuclear option. So that's what it just says. Now, they could have easily solved this by going to recess. That's all they had to do is the House and the Senate could have went to recess for a week, and Trump could have appointed all his people in recess appointments, and they would have stayed appointed until the next election. Because that's how it works, until the next Congress sits. So the next Congress would not be until the next election, so Trump would have had those people in. So here's the story. John Thune to steamroll Chuck Schumer's blockade of Trump nominees through nuclear option. I don't believe it. I'll believe it when I see it. Yes, I can't say OJ stabbed a white woman because he was acquitted. Well, you can say it now for multiple reasons. One, because he lost the civil trial, which said he was culpable, and he's dead, so he can't sue you. Senate Republicans are on the verge of breaking Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer's stranglehold over the confirmation process, ending 7 months of unprecedented obstruction that has sought to prevent President Trump from staffing his administration. Hey, Spuds, what's up? Senate Majority Leader John Thune is expected to invoke the rarely used nuclear option to reform Senate rules, allowing for the simultaneous confirmation of lower-level executive branch nominees as early as Monday, a senior Republican aide has told the Daily Caller. The historic rule change could grant more than 100 civilian employees who have been blocked from their posting due to Democrats' persistent delay tactics a swift confirmation before the Senate is scheduled to go on recess again on September 19th. So they just got back from recess. I see. That's why I hate the Daily Caller. They do this with the black tabs. Thune has warned since July that Republicans would move to reform the upper chamber rules to circumvent Democrats' nomination blockade if Schumer did not agree to speed up the confirmation project. The majority leader has worked to find consensus among his conference over the past several weeks to move forward with changes to the Senate rules. Thune organized a working group in August after negotiations with Democrats to clear a backlog collapsed. Cohort included Senator Katie Britt from Alabama, James Langford from Oklahoma, Rhino, and Ron Johnson of Wisconsin, Eric Schmidt of Missouri, and Ted Budd of North Carolina. The working group has coalesced around a plan to change Senate rules, allowing for en bloc confirmations, meaning in groups, according to a senior Republican aide. The reform is based on a 2023 proposal from Democrat Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar that would have permitted up to 10 nominees who have cleared the same committee to be confirmed at once. That nuclear option was already taken care of, Roger Wood. Harry Reid did that and moved it from 60. The only thing that they left was the Supreme Court at 60. Harry Reid did that under Obama, and then they were told you're going to rue this day, and then they did it, and then, and now there's no filibuster basically, but they're using other delay tactics, like other weird rules. So I don't know. The working group has, some Senate Republicans propose reform. However, it's unlikely to be more expansive by not capping the amount of nominees that could be confirmed at once. Proposed rule change is also expected to exempt judges and cabinet nominees. It's unclear whether Senate Republicans would allow executive branch nominees from multiple committees to be confirmed in one grouping. Schumer has sought to grind the confirmation process to a halt since the opening days of the Trump presidency. The lead Democrat told the Wall Street Journal in February that he would urge his caucus to vote no on every Trump nominee. Democrats have largely followed through by holding up every executive branch nominee since. In August, Schumer bragged about his caucus dragging out the confirmation process. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, the first appointed to secure confirmation, was the sole Trump nominee not subjected to a filibuster. Yeah, that's right. So that was it. It was Rubio, and only because he was a senator, and so they would have felt bad because that was his buddy, part of the club in the Senate. In stark contrast, Trump had 65% of his civilian nominees confirmed via voice vote in the first term. That percentage dropped to 57% for Joe Biden. Trump posted a graphic because he had 0 nominees approved by voice vote this time. Senate Republicans' imminent rule change comes after former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid used the nuclear option during former Barack Obama's second term to lower the threshold required to confirm executive branch and judicial nominees. Former Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell also invoked the nuclear option to eliminate the 60-vote threshold for Supreme Court nominees and cut debate time on most presidential nominees. See, it's like when if you're a drinker, guys are drinkers, and you start drinking, especially beer, then you break the seal and you go to the bathroom at night, after drinking, and then it continues. You're just going to keep going. That's what Harry Reid did. He broke the seal, and now all those rules are going to go away. Yeah. Harry Reid blew up most of the rules in the Senate 15 years ago. Yeah. The only rule they left in place that Harry Reid didn't blow up was the one that was Supreme Court. He said, no, it still can filibuster Supreme Court, but everyone else is fine. They're like, no, we're not going to do that. So. The proposed rule change is likely to benefit Democrats the next time they control the Senate and the White House. Well, of course, that's just how it works. But they argued Democrat nomination blocks is not sustainable, despite Thune holding more votes than any Senate in 35 years. The Trump administration on track to confirm the fewest nominees in recent memory. By the end of the 119th Congress, the Senate is on track to confirm just 426 nominees, the fewest in history, and less than half of what other presidents have averaged since 2000. So, I mean, how do they expect him to run the country if they're not letting them nominate people? Oh, that's because they want the Biden holdovers to stay in. Mm-hmm. Under Democrats' current procedural roadblocks, the upper chamber would need to hold 600 additional roll call votes to clear the current backlog. Republican aide told the number does not account for the hundreds of additional executive branch nominees requiring Senate confirmation that have yet to clear the respective committees. They could have solved this problem. Thune and Johnson could have just went to recess and let President Trump recess appointments. Could have got them all, and then they would have been fine until the next election, until the next Congress. That's the way the recess appointments work. They're good until the next Congress. So after the election in 2027, they would all be appointed. Yeah. FDR broke the gentleman's agreement for 2 presidential terms, spurring an act of Congress to impose the no limit. Yeah. Well, that was actually a constitutional amendment, but it did go through. So the thing is, Democrats making, there isn't anything right now that's going to move the vote forward. It has his fingerprints on it. His team in place is essential. It's part of government and country, and we're going to move forward. You could have did it. You could have did it if you would have just gave them the recess appointments. Fox News has a slightly different take. They said, Trump nominees pile up as GOP weighs rule shift once floated by Democrats. Oh, yes. The rule shift once floated by Democrats. Yes. The rule shift. Where are we at here? Okay. So, hey, we're an hour and 30 minutes in, and we are currently $55 away from an additional hour. So we're probably only going to have about an hour of show left, and we'll see what happens if we get the money in. Senate Republicans are getting closer to changing the rules to allow for a slew of Trump's lower level nominees to be confirmed. The hope among Republicans that using a tool Democrats won't consider would allow them to avoid turning to the nuclear option, meaning a rule change with a simple majority vote. The Democrats should support it because it was their original proposal that we're continuing on. Senate Majority Whip John Barrasso said, and I wouldn't be surprised if they won't. This historic obstruction by the Democrats is all playing to their far left liberal base who hate President Trump. So all right, now on to the next story. I'm going to try to get through some more stories. I'm going to try to go fast here. Former Boston City Council member Tanya Fernandez Anderson sentenced to 1 month in federal prison for kickback fraud scheme, which netted her thousands in stolen taxpayer dollars. Yeah, that's right. This woman who was taking kickbacks and committing fraud spends 1 month in jail. 1 month. If that's not Democrat privilege, I don't know what to tell you. She was celebrated as the first African immigrant and Muslim elected to the council. Well, not only that, she was also the first illegal alien immigrant elected to the city council because she came into the country as an illegal alien. Yeah. There she is. Look at her. Mm-hmm. She got really mad at people for talking about her stealing tax dollars. Yeah. Because here you got the former city council member lashes out at the media after she was sentenced to prison for a kickback scheme, begs the media to stop covering the story, and claims they are biased against her because she's black. That's right. That's right. That's what she said.
I'm not that important. And I hope that after this, you guys will stop talking about me, because I'm actually an introvert, and it hurts when you put me on the news. And
She's
the
an
Boston
introvert.
Herald and all of the folks who try to create stories, try to verify your facts. The reason why I don't talk to you is because You never report accurately on Black people. You're always causing some sort of trouble.
Yeah.
And you know what? The responsibility really is not on Boston Herald or ABC or Fox 25. The responsibility should be on the Black community. We need to create Black media so that we can actually be able to create a fair story and report accurately on Black people. You don't care that I'm a Black woman, that I'm an immigrant, that I'm getting death threats, and I'm not a victim. I'm not saying any of that, and I took responsibility. I'm asking you to humanize Black people, especially Black women, especially Black immigrants. And there's no like excuses here. It's just simply report accurately, be responsible. And to my Black community, this is where we are in the state of things in Boston, a city where we have so much money. I wasn't what the prosecutor said. I wasn't trying to gain momentum or popularity. I actually don't like talking to you guys. I actually don't like being in the media. It's just too much. And so can you please, I'm asking you for the love of God, stop talking about me.
Wait.
Just
She's
let the
Muslim. Wait,
story
hold
go.
on.
I'm not that important.
Hold on. She said, for the love of God. She's Muslim. Isn't it supposed to be Allah? For the love of Allah? Is she really a Muslim, or is that just an act? Because I've never heard a single Muslim use the word God. They all say Allah. All. She needs to be deported. Yeah. Why do we have foreigners who came here illegally being elected to city council? Tina Fernandez Anderson, born January 4th, 1979, is a Cape Verdean-born American politician, nonprofit executive, and convicted felon. She has served as a member of the Boston City Council, representing the 7th District since 2022. A Democrat, she was elected in 2021 to succeed Kim Janney and represented Roxbury, Dorchester, and part of the South End. She was the first practicing Muslim and first former illegal immigrant elected to the council. Wow. Wow. A la peanut butter sandwiches. Mm-hmm. You hate my voice? I'm sorry. What voice should I use? Muslim? Mm-hmm. Boston's first Muslim African illegal alien, Tanya Fernandez Anderson, was sentenced to 1 month in prison for a corrupt kickback scheme. Pocketing $7,000 in cash from a $13,000 bonus she illegally awarded a family member in a city hall bathroom. That's right. She illegally gave her relative that she illegally hired a bonus, and then made the person give her back 50% cash in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. Her voice. Oh, okay. Yeah. She violated Massachusetts ethics laws by hiring relatives, paid a $5,000 fine, and used the kickback to cover it. He also admitted to filing a false tax return from 2021 to 2023, hiding $11,000 income plus the $7,000 kickback. After pleading guilty to wire fraud and theft of federal funds, she resigned in July 2025, then bashed the media for bias against Black immigrants while dodging accountability. Prosecutors say pushed for a year in jail, but she got 30 days. Is 30 days enough? Yeah, she got 30 days. There's some privilege going on. It's not white privilege. That's all I'm going to say about that. Why didn't Pam Bondi apply federal law and make an example of this person who took advantage of America's open arms? That's right. She should have went to federal prison. Born in Cape Verde, immigrated at age 10 and faced deportation proceedings earlier in her life. She became a U.S. citizen in 2019 after a lengthy process that involved fighting an immigration court to secure her permanent resident status before naturalization. She lied to obtain citizenship. Yeah, she did. Amuse says Islamification. Tanya Fernandez Anderson, the first Muslim immigrant, whatever, sentenced to 1 month in prison after pleading guilty to corruption charges. The Obama judge cited her cultural differences in justifying the light sentence. Yeah. See that? Cultural differences. Yeah. Light sentence. Cultural differences. Legal alien, dear. I heard she was a legal alien previously. That's right. Yeah, see. Here's right here. Yeah, see. Illegal alien. Illegal immigrant. She lashes out the media after she was sentenced to prison for the kickback scene, begs them media to stop covering her story because they're biased against her because she's black. Oh, we saw this already. Yeah, she's really mad at the people talking about her stealing tax dollars. Yeah. Oh, here we got another one. This is a good one. You guys will like this one. And then you thought you were fatigued before? Well, get ready for some more fatigue. Because we got the Charlotte councilwoman, Tiana Brown, filed for re-election this summer despite being under federal indictment for stealing $125,000 in COVID funds with her daughters. Mayor V. Lyles, you know, the same one that was in the story about the woman getting stabbed up. Yeah, so this is the same town. This is the same city council. That's the woman who got, the same town. Same thing. Has been distracted that they've stopped bothering to fight violent crime in the city. Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is her right here. All right. Anyway, I got to be careful with the music. I got struck last night from the Benny Hill song. So yeah, so here she is dancing, saying, "Vote for me." See, vote for me, dance for me. I'm gonna steal some more of your money. I'm gonna steal money from you. Mm-hmm. What do you know? Oh, another thing in North Carolina. Yeah. And then this guy says she's a repeat offender. What do you know? Once incarcerated, Tiana Brown now takes a seat. But yeah, we're going to get into that. Charlotte, North Carolina councilwoman Tiana Brown filed for re-election this summer on the heels of being indicted on federal charges for stealing $125,000 in COVID funds, along with her two daughters. Charlotte's mayor and city council are a laughing stock of our great state. Yeah, dancing around. Right? Why do people keep electing fools? Are they brain dead? Yeah. Irina Zarutska fled Ukraine to be murdered due to liberal judge who set the madman free 14 times. Same town. Same town. Same town. Yeah. So here we go. So here's the breakdown of the race that she's running in. We're going to do a quick look before Tijuana Brown. Yeah, that's her name, Tijuana Brown. Sorry. Political breakdown. Why does it do this? What the? The race. Oh, that's why there's an advertisement. No. What the? I hate Yahoo. City Council Tiana Brown is running for re-election in District 3 despite facing federal charges for COVID-19 fraud. Nick will be on my show eventually. He's just been busy and doing other stuff, Yeah, just imagine on your business what a wonderful country this would be if it wasn't for those pesky white folks in charge. Could it be a much better place, I guess? Brown is competing against a community activist and a former city council member, Warren Turner, in an upcoming primary. And she said, I never saw myself in politics. She denies the fraud allegations, and the federal indictment alleges she and her daughters fraudulently obtained $124,000 in pandemic relief, where she used for personal expenses, including a $15,000 birthday party. So she threw herself a big party. Brown insists she's innocent, requests her day in court. Okay. What the hell? So this guy says he's going to drop on Tuesday. King announced he's suspending his campaign, ending a challenge he had against. So this guy decided not to run against the fraudster. And after months of reflection and prayer, he decided to suspend his campaign. I wonder if she paid him off because he loves the city. And then previous indicted Charlotte Council will have a challenger in primary. That was a previous story. And then this one says, the Charlotte Observer says, if reelected, how do the charges affect her service on the city council? Like, yeah, how would the, oh, what is going on? Oh. Depending on how things shake out in court, representation could get messy for the West Charlotte City Council's District 3. Mm-hmm. Councilwoman is running for a second term while facing 2 indictments on felony fraud charges. She hasn't been convicted in connection with the recent charges, and a ruling won't happen until after September 9th primary. She could serve without problem if she's found not guilty. Her next court date is scheduled for October 23rd. A person can run for and be elected to office even if they're indicted, but under North Carolina Constitution, they become disqualified from holding office once they're found guilty of a felony. A convicted council member must vacate their seat. This is going to come into play in a second here. When exactly they have to resign is an unsettled question, according to Robert Joyce, a law professor with the University of North Carolina. No North Carolina appellate decision answers that question. I think the likely answer is that disqualification attaches at the time the judgment is entered. Waiting on the appeals process seems too late. There is no practical way to return an elected official to office once they've been removed. Brown and her 2 daughters were indicted this spring on charges of wire fraud and conspiracy to commit wire fraud to obtain the loans. Federal prosecutors allege Brown used money to purchase items from luxury brand Louis Vuitton and threw herself a $15,000 birthday party that included a throne and a horse-drawn carriage. Yeah, you heard that right. She got herself a throne. The second indictment alleged she and her daughters used fake IRS forms and lied on loan applications. In a statement shortly after the indictments, she said she characterizes the charges as a political attack and a deliberate effort to interfere with her re-election and silence her voice. She did not respond to requests for comment. She faces several primary challengers. And Montavarius King will appear on the ballot too, but he suspended his campaign in August after failing to secure a key endorsement from the Black political caucus of Charlotte-Mecklenburg, who threw his support behind Brown after exiting campaign. Huh. You still have an AOL email? Cool. Anyway, well, the goal ended. We didn't hit the goal, so I guess it's going to be a short show tonight. What happens if she's convicted? A proper response to any office holder is to resign if convicted, Joyce says, but they can refuse. There's not a statutory procedure for how a city council should remove a member in that situation. Joyce says he thinks council should receive an official statement from the court that a conviction occurred and then vote alongside the convicted member to declare a vacancy. From there, council would proceed with the normal process to fill the vacancy. Political answer grounded in common sense and convenience. Person's right to hold office is restored once they serve all aspects of their punishment. Oh, okay. But here we go. So here's this, which I thought was interesting. Once incarcerated Tijuana Brown now takes a seat on the Charlotte City Council. So that's right. So this woman was a previously convicted criminal. What do you think her crime was that she got convicted and sent to prison for? If you said fraud, guess what? Ding, ding, ding. You would be right. So it appears she is a repeat offender. Mm-hmm. There she is. Tijuana Brown is sworn in as Charlotte City Council's representative for District 3 on Monday, December 4th, 2023. Don't hold you hostage for a goal. I'm not holding anybody hostage for a goal at all. I didn't say anything. I just said we didn't hit the goal. That's all. Tijuana Brown was pregnant and in her 20s when she was imprisoned on felony fraud charges in the 90s. I was scared and afraid. I didn't know what to expect. Looking back, she said the experience was a defining moment in her life and eventually led her into local activism after release and later a run for and win for the seat last month on the Charlotte City Council, which she then proceeded to commit fraud again and defraud the government. Mm-hmm. She joined WFE's Nick DeLaCanel to talk about her experience in prison and about her priorities going into the first term in the council, including her views on defunding the police. So, criminals want to defund the police. You guess Bella got the night off? Well, nobody nobody paid the 25 or greater donation to get Bella Vision activated. Nobody wanted to go longer than just double check here just to make sure. Nothing came in on Cash App. Nothing came in on PayPal. No. No, nothing did. So it is what it is. You know, I'm not. It doesn't matter. No, I don't. No, fine. I can go to bed early tonight. You're fine. Nobody, Brian. I wasn't hitting you up for money. Don't even think that. Not at all. I appreciate everything you've done. It's not. No, I'm not. Just let me just say. I just saying. It is what it is. I'm not upset at all. I'll go to bed early tonight. Doesn't bother me. She rose for being incarcerated for 4 years on federal fraud charges to a seat on the Charlotte City Council. And now she's charged again with fraud, federal fraud. Isn't that odd? It's odd. You know, she and her political views from Nick Deal and Canal. So, yeah, so she was pregnant in her 20s. She was sent to federal prison in West Virginia on a federal felony fraud conviction. She said it was a defining moment, blah, 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 blah. I did give birth to my daughter, and I think you're allowed to keep her for 3 months. I was not initially going to keep her at all. I had contemplated terminating the pregnancy. I contemplated choosing parents to adopt her. But both, well, that's really a nice thing to say to your. Give who the ball back? What are you guys talking about? I don't know what you guys are talking about. So both of you, they were going to terminate the pregnancy. I was too far gone in the pregnancy. I wanted to choose to put her up for adoption. Well, this is just terrible to say. I felt like it was too much because on her single mother, already raising me, her sister, and her 2-year-old toddler. People don't forget I had a 2-year toddler at home when I went to federal prison as well. Ugh. It's brutal to her daughter that's alive talking about that she was going to get rid of her like that. But you ultimately opted to keep the child. Oh my God. I'm not deflecting anything. What are you talking about? Oh man. She's a source of my strength, and I was able to keep her in the Mothers and Infants Nurturing Together program. And so Gemma and I were able to be part of that program. Anyway, so I'm not going to, but you can see that she's yeah, no way. She surely wanted to manage the budget totally legit because she learned fraud was bad. Tonight is the corn moon. Cool. I'm opening a couple more links here. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 She had a baby in prison. Yeah, she had the baby in prison. Islamification. Houston area Islamic cleric demanding shopkeepers stop selling alcohol, pork, and lottery tickets to comply with Islamic Sharia law. What do you guys think about that? Huh? You think they should be allowed, that this should be happening in I think this is in old Slavey Crockett's jurisdiction.
And not violate the religion of Islam by selling and distributing products that are against the religion, because we should love what Allah loves and we should hate what Allah hates. This is what we're here for, and little by little, one by one, we're going to be visiting all of the stores in the neighborhood, particularly the inner city neighborhoods where the religion of Islam is ignored by another, and not violate the religion of Islam by selling and distributing products.
Okay, so there's that. You guys hear that? That's Bella. Bella making noise out there. That's Bella, look. Now she's not doing. See her? Look at her. She's having a dream. She's having a dream. Muslims in Texas are now going business to business, warning merchants that they have 30 days to remove haram items such as alcohol, pork, and gambling from their stores, or demonstrations will begin to educate them on Islamic law. Yeah, she's chasing wabbits, yeah, dreaming away. Yeah. Yeah. He's right. Allah is just sitting up in paradise fuming over pork. They're really mad about it. Yeah.
Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum. Mashallah. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Assalamualaikum. Muslim, right? Mashallah. You know, as a merchant, you have every legal right to sell whatever you want. But as a Muslim, I have a responsibility to tell you, to educate the people and let them know that as a Muslim, you shouldn't sell haram. That the alcohol, the pork, the gambling is all against Islam. And so I'm just letting you know ahead of time, in about 30 days, we're going to start doing demonstrations around the city. The Muslims that have businesses with haram in it will let the people know that we have to teach the people the best. The Muslims have the best. So let the owners know you should begin to change the inventory, or we're just going to demonstrate. We can't stop you. You have a right to do it, but we have to give the dawah to let the people know the truth about Islam, okay? Okay, so get the haram out of your store. May Allah bless you. I love you for the sake of Allah. Assalamu alaikum.
Oh, that's interesting, right? That's Texas. Huh. Don't like pork, don't eat it. That's what Carol Swain says.
I'm Carol Swain, and this is Be the People. Don't like pork? Then don't eat it. How far should we carry political correctness and religious accommodation? A Vermont diner felt compelled to remove its Yield for Bacon sign to appease disgruntled Muslims after a woman complained about the sign. Now the owners of Sneakers Bistro and Cafe are paying the price for its politically correct decisions. Bad reviews and empty tables are part of the price for removing the Yield for Bacon sign. Customers were not amused by what they saw as a bow to Islam. Muslims in part of the U.S. have been successful at getting other businesses to remove pork from the menu. Among the most prominent businesses are Subway restaurants in parts of the world. Now, I live in the South. You will have to pry our bacon and ham sandwiches from our cold, dead hands. Not only will we eat bacon and ham, we'll open our windows and doors so the aroma can tantalize the neighborhood. Don't like pork? Then don't eat it. I'm Carol Swain, and this is Be the People.
I agree with her. What do you guys think? I agree with her. And Chris Loesch says, they need to be shown the door and never allowed back in the area. These are threats. Says, yeah. Muslims in Texas are now going business to business, warning merchants they have 30 days to get haram items such as alcohol, pork, and gambling from their stores, or demonstrations will begin to educate them. And Amy Mack, alert Texas Sharia patrols. Last week I reported that the Masjid al-Tawhid in Houston, a tax-exempt Nation of Islam mosque, was proudly flying the Palestinian flag. Their Imam, F. Qasim al-Abili al-Khan, boasted about it on film. That dyed red orange beard isn't just a style choice, it's a century-old mark of strict Islamic adherence. From ISIS leaders to Hamas operatives, it signals jihadist loyalty. Now Khan is marching through Houston neighborhoods, pressuring Muslim-owned stores to follow Sharia law. He demanded they stop selling alcohol, pork, and lottery tickets and warning Muslims to boycott any shop that doesn't comply. He says openly, we love what Allah loves and hate what Allah hates. Oh. That's right. Even the Jews know that kosher items are supplemental shelf items. And let's be clear, according to Islamic text, what Allah hates includes unbelievers themselves. That's not just about products on shelf, it's about people. This isn't isolated, it's all a plan for all of Texas to become Sharia adherent. Look around, Houston and Dallas public schools will now serve halal food. That's Sharia compliance, creeping into taxpayer-funded institutions, even though your leaders tell you Sharia is banned. Yeah, the military has halal foods. Yeah. It's more than preaching, it's active enforcement of Islamic law on U.S. soil from a mosque shielded by tax-exempt status. It's all about divide and conquer, that's right. Well, this is how parallel societies form. This is how Sharia zones take root. This is how freedom erodes. Where are Texas's leaders? Texans, law enforcement, and citizens must wake up. What starts in Houston doesn't stay in Houston. Oh, we got a nice long video here to watch. See, that guy has a badge around his neck because I think they're the Sharia police.
My beloved brothers and beloved sisters here, we're here in Houston, Texas, in the United States of America. We're from Masjid al-Tawheed. We're standing near a store, a community service store that is owned and operated by a Muslim. The Muslim Islamic code is that we avoid the use and the sale and distribution of pork, alcohol, and gambling products. We ask them not to do this. We can't stop them. Of course, this is the United States of America, and people have the freedom to sell what they want as long as they're supported by the
The guy
United
with the
States
badge around
government.
his neck should be
But in
arrested for
Islam,
impersonating a police
we
officer.
have higher principles. So we are asking all the Muslim business people and Muslim merchants to have a higher standard of quality that complements the religion of Islam. If you say that you're Muslim, you should avoid alcohol, pork, and gambling products and do the best for the community. You should want for your brother what you want for yourself. Of course, you have the right to sell what you want, but as a Muslim, you should have a higher principles, higher code of ethics that is supported by the Quran and the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So we are letting the community know that they can patronize them if they want. But one question we would like for you to ask them before you give them your money, ask them, where do they live? Do they really care about this community enough to live around us? We care about the community, we love you, and we care. We want the best for you. So we are letting the community know and letting all the Muslim merchants know who say they are Muslim, who say that they follow the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who say that they follow the Quran, to do the very best for the community, to show the very best and have the best products and not violate the religion of Islam by selling and distributing products that are against
They don't
the religion,
care. They want everyone to
we
be
should
Muslims.
love what
Convert
Allah
or die.
loves, and we should hate what Allah hates. So we're letting everybody know, do what you want, but we want you to know that we care about you, we love you, want you to have the very best, and we want the Muslims to have set a better example of what good merchandising should be. This is what we're here for, and little by little, one by one, we're going to be visiting all of the stores in the neighborhood, particularly the inner city neighborhoods where the religion of Islam is ignored. But not only
He's
the
some
enemy,
leader of
it's
this
bad enough
Nation of
already
Islam
that the
action
Zionists
down in
are
Houston.
imitating Judaism and destroying and killing and having genocide against the Muslims. It's bad enough that we have politicians who sit by and allow and fund the killing of Muslims, the disrespect of the Muslims. But it's a salt in
I
the
do want them
sword.
to stop
It's
selling
an
lottery
insult to
tickets because
injury
I'm
when
sick
we
of
have
waiting
Muslims
behind
who
someone
don't care
buying
about the
tickets
community.
while I just want to
We
pay
have
for my
Muslim
alcohol
people
and
who
pork.
say that they're Muslims who don't even care enough about the community, and they're poisoning the community with their drugs, poisoning the community with their alcohol, poisoning the community with their pork, and they don't really care. But we want to let you know that we care about you and we love you and we want the very best for you. Peace be upon you. Assalamu alaikum.
Support our work at RARE, whatever RARE is. She said this. Sharia patrols arrive in Houston. Imam threatens boycotts of Muslim businesses. Masjid al-Tawadi in Houston, a tax-exempt Nation of Islam mosque, is escalating beyond preaching. The mosque proudly flies the Palestinian flag outside its building and maintains a private security force in uniforms resembling Houston police officers. Well, then if they're dressing and impersonating Houston police officers, they need to be arrested. The Imam, F. Qasim Ibn al-Khan, recognized by his dyed red-orange beard, has launched a campaign to pressure Muslim-owned stores to follow Sharia law. Why it matters: in Islam, dyeing the beard is rooted in hadith, instructing Muslims to distinguish themselves from non-believers. Today, the henna red beard is widely seen as a marker of strict Sharia adherence, adopted by hardline preachers and militant figures. In a video, Khan warned store managers that if they sell pork, alcohol, or lottery tickets, they will face boycotts and public demonstrations. Toward the end of this month, we will be kicking off a national protest against all Muslim businesses that have haram in their stores. This is a classic playbook of Sharia patrols. First, bring Muslims into line, then extending pressure to the wider community. Khan states plainly, we should love what Allah loves and hate what Allah hates. In the Islamic text that goes beyond products, it targets people. Europe has already lived through this. Shops were threatened, women harassed, and neighborhoods turned into Sharia-enforced zones. Now the same tactics are emerging in Houston, only on camera, openly, and under the protection of tax-exempt status.
This is the beginning of the campaign. We're serving notice to America and the world that it's time. Enough is enough. The Muslims, the people who call themselves Muslims, should not be selling haram in their stores. The pork, alcohol, and the gambling, it needs to stop. And this is a sample of the signs that we will be using to demonstrate as we launch this demonstration on, is that we are giving dawah. We are giving dawah to the people. And the more dawah that we give, the more people accept Islam. And the more people accept Islam, the less demand there will be for stores just like this that don't have any rules, no limitations of what they sell. So we're going to launch this. Beware, everybody. We're coming after you. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum. Brother Mu'min, I remember I told you I was gonna come back and see. I was so happy to see Muslim. I'm always glad to see a Muslim, especially one with a beautiful name Mu'min. It's upon a believer. What I wanted the information that I have for you is that this is the United States of America, and here the law protects people no matter what they want to do honestly. Okay. However, as Muslims, we have an obligation to uphold the deen of Islam and do everything correctly according to the deen. And we don't get desperate to try to do anything haram, right? Okay, this store that you manage here, and by you being Muslim, it has haram products here. It has pork, alcohol, and gambling, which is against Islam, okay? Now, I don't have a right to stop you, but I just want to let you know that as a Muslim, I'm obligated to teach the people in the neighborhood correctly, because we give a lot of dawah. And many people around here are attracted to Islam. So what we're doing is I'm letting you know that unless whoever the owner is, I know you're only the manager, but towards the end of this month, we're kicking off a national protesting and demonstration campaign against all Muslim businesses that have haram in their stores, the pork, alcohol, and gambling. Okay, that'll that gives them at least to the end of this month to change their inventory or either move to a different neighborhood. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, we're here now at Jack's Sports Store, right here in the neighborhood here, the neighborhood that is part of the Masjid Dawah neighborhood. In fact, I live and work in this area. We're out in front of the store. We just gave the owner and manager a notice. This is our 5th notice. This is a sample of the signs that we're going to be using when we kick off our campaign against the haram merchants in this neighborhood on July the 4th, inshallah. So we are requesting and we're inviting all the Islamic organizations. We're inviting all the Islamic organizations to join in this campaign.
Yeah, so that is Oh, Barry Rolls says, damn, I'm broke and need more, Jim. Well, I'm going to go a little while longer. I'm going to go probably till about 12:30. Dawa is, they're preaching their information. Does he remember the sovereign soil he stands on? I don't know. Look out, the signs are coming. And then we got this story, which was interesting. This happened. It says, breaking news, FBI Chicago arrests man accused of threatening ICE and well-known political figures. I wonder who those well-known political figures were. Let's see.
Suspect, 33-year-old Michael Stover, in this picture posted to his wife's public Facebook page. He was taken into custody by federal agents this morning and made his first appearance in federal court this afternoon, facing charges he threatened to kill immigration agents and harm public officials. Authorities say he previously possessed multiple weapons, but in May of 2025, Downers Grove police deemed Stover a clear and present danger, and following a domestic disturbance call, seized 5 rifles, a shotgun, 6 handguns, and ammunition, including 5 rifle rounds with the first names of well-known political figures written in marker, according to court documents. He also posted a photograph of those 5 rifle bullets placed on top of 2 hunting knives to a Facebook group, authorities say. Stover's FOID card was revoked by Illinois State Police on May 8th, according to court filings. He was active and exceedingly extreme online, even through last night, authorities say, posting on his Blue Sky account, ICE is a terrorist organization. Share this if you think we should shoot them down like dogs. ICE is a private military answering exclusively to powers hostile to the United States and the people. It is unconscionable that we do not hunt and lynch them for treason. In May of 2025, the Secret Service was alerted to his posts by the FBI's National Threat Operations Center, previously posting, according to the FBI, there is a time for rhetoric and a time for riflery, and was interviewed by the U.S. Secret Service following his alleged threats to the president. The federal complaint also stating authorities were told Stover at one point took medication for his mental health.
Wow. So he's a crazy person. The left are very sick people. Yep. They're all drumming them up. All the crazies. That's right. And you got like this, Chicago protesters at the naval station. It's the same cast. No kings, yes queens, folks. Elderly liberals and some beta boys looking for a paycheck. If you love that flag so much, go back from whence it came. Now, look them all. See them all? Look at them. What do you notice, though? All old ladies. Brian Agnew goes, for your time, $10. I thank you. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you very much. I will adjust the banner down to $45 for an additional hour. FBI arrests, Chicago arrests suburban man accused of threatening ICE and well-known political figures. They don't just, they're all the teachers union, yeah. Oh, here we go. And it says, Barbie Rose says, thank you for your time. We love you, brother. Well, and I will adjust this down to 24 hours, or $25 now. And since we're right there, yo, Pyramid 7, what's up? Since we're right there, I'll go ahead and add her in and let you guys see Bella, because I don't think we're gonna hit the goal before we end the stream. So we're real close, so I'll just do that. We're only 20. No, you're fine. I got it. I understand. I understand the sentiment, and I appreciate it, and I thank you very much. And Brian Oldenkamp comes in with the 10 gifted memberships now. and says, "Yeah, you're staying. You're not going." That's what he says. You're not. He says, "You're not going. Here's $120." Is because that's what that is. That's $120 right there. So let's see who got those. We got We'll Call Magic received a membership. Moon Safari, Dick Parker, RM, Arnold Newton, Shelly Huckabee. I'm sorry, no, that's not $120. That's $60. My bad. Winks, Let's Go Brandon, Nostril Dumbness, all received memberships. Thank you so much. Sonorum, you are a member. Yes, you are a member, Sonorum. Yes, you are. Did you guys? If you didn't, you have to enable gifted memberships to do that. So there goes Brian Oldenkamp comes in, and so that puts us. We take the 25 off of the 60, and that leaves 35 off of. So we are $40 away from a second additional hour. Thank you very, very much. You're shadow banned. No, you're not. You just have to accept gifted memberships. That's all. Thanks for the Jim Somniacs. There you go. Memberships is enabled. Your luck sucks. Well, maybe next time. I'll have to. I think with that, I might be able to add another one. I think everyone noticed that there is a Bella. All the members, there is a Bella emoji now enabled for everybody. Why wasn't I gifted a membership? You're already a member, Salty C. Yeah, you need a tutorial on how to accept gifted memberships. I'm not. If I put I think if I put this in the chat, if I put this membership thing in the chat, that if you click on that, it'll give you the enable to enable. Hold on, let me see here if I can do this. Right here. Okay. If you click on this, it might give you the option to add the gift, open the gifts. It should say something about gifts in there, I think. Yeah, so that's that's $60, right? 6 times 7, yeah, 60. No, 60, 70, 80, 90. Yeah, so we are $40 away. So I will do this also because I will correct this and we will, hold on, nope. And we will make a new goal and go for another hour. 1 hour. Come on, where you at? Oh, you just Snorum just gave me a whole. Now Snorum just gave 5 memberships, so that's another $30. So that changes everything again. So Cynthia received a gifted membership. That girl received a gifted membership. Kathleen Mangus received a membership. Chuck S WJ4K received a gifted membership. I wonder if that's his. Just messing with his math again. Yeah, that's right. Just messing with, and then Butt Coffee First received a gifted membership. 5 more. I see that. 5 more. I see that. I'm not here for that. I'm here so Jim can tell me. Well, I appreciate that. Now I have to, that's another 30, so I hide. And so we are $10 away from a second additional hour right now. Just $10 away. There we go. We're $10 away from a second additional hour. Wait, what? No. Wait a minute. Brian Oldenkamp, you gifted another 10 members? Is that correct? What is happening here? You did. You gifted another 10. You guys are screwing with me now. So now I have to do more math here. Hold on. Oh, shit. So let's see. So that's another 60 and another 1. So $66 has to come off of this. Let me check this off. So we are now, so 56. So we are $19 away from a third additional hour now. All right. All right. I didn't notice you slipped that other 10 past me, Brian. Brian gifted 10 more. I know, I just caught that. He gifted 10 more. I didn't see that. 10 more. Plus the 1 from Brian Ogden. So now it's like I can take your comment down. Yes, he did. So now I just did. So we are now $10 away from a third hour, I believe is what it says, right? Yeah, $19 away from a third additional hour. So, all right. So let me go back and do this again, and I'll fix this. I'm going to take down the goal and correct it to go, because it's going to be 2 more hours from now. So I'll remove the goal, install a new goal that says 2 hours, because we have 2 hours left to show at this point. We're only 19 away from it. So we are now 19 away from a third additional hour. All right. Let's see. Brian Olekamp says he added another 10. I see that. Okay. Let's see. So that girl, so let's see. Sonorum gave away 5. Cynthia Fire Fairy got 1. That girl, Kathleen Menges, Chuck S., and Butt Coffee First. And then Brian Ogden gave 1, which missed 999 got. But then I got to go back up and find the other 10 that there it is. So Raven, Carrot, Kevin B. Clark, Scott, Dopamine Octopus, Rock the Casbar, Sprinkles, Sandra Logue, Pranvat Gulati, Dirt in My Eye, and Tim Roberts. All right. And then Brian Oldenkamp just gifted 5 more. Okay, Brian Oldenkamp, you got me again. And then with that one, Marshall Dupree got 1, Ray Duranzo, Improvi, then Sensational Shout Out got 1. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's still 1 missing. Ray Durazzo, Marshall Beaupre, and Robbie, Sensational Shout Out. And Peachy Peaches got 1. Okay. 5 more. Gotcha. So, all right. Now we got 3 more hours to go. That's where we're at. We got 3 more hours to go. So with that, that's another 30. I'm voting Brian for president. Yes. He just rounded it out. Yeah. So another 5 from Brian. Thank you very much. 10 more, 5 more. So banners. So we're 19. So that means that that we got that, and that was 30. So that leaves $11 off of the 75. So that gives us $64 away from a 4th additional hour. All right. Okay. We are now $64 away from a fourth additional hour. Wait, he didn't do 5 again, did he? Did he just? No. Okay. So Norm did 5. Brian Ogden did 1. Brian Olcap did 5. All right. Okay. Hmm. You can't tell which one is Bella? What do you mean? Another night shift, yes. We had 25, whatever that is. Okay. Yeah, that's 60, 120. That's $150 right there. That's $150 right there, Brian Oldenkamp. Thank you. Oh my God, that's a lot of money, dude. That's way above and beyond what anyone could expect. Wow. How are my grandkids doing? Well, they're asleep right now. My grandson's been doing pretty good. The little one is a riot, man. The little one just laughs constantly. He loves, loves doing all that stuff. I'll show you. There's a Bella emoji right here. See, Bella, 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 Bella. Yeah, yeah. Brian Oldenkamp himself just paid for 2 hours all on his own. See all the Bellas right there. All right, so the FBI arrested this guy. All right, and the video could not load, whatever reason. FBI Chicago arrested Michael Scover, a Downers Grove man accused of threatening ICE agents as well as a well-known political figures. And I guess we know what they mean by well-known. They're talking about President Trump. A suburban man was arrested by federal agents Friday morning, accused of making violent threats against immigration and customs enforcement officers, as well as well-known political figures, according to the court records reviewed by ICE. Michael Stover, 33, appeared shackled in a U.S. District Courtroom this afternoon, charged with felony counts of making a true threat against immigration and public officials. Mm-hmm. It was shortly after 10 a.m. when prosecutors say a squad of federal agents arrested Stover in his Downer Grove apartment parking lot. FBI posted photos online. All right. This isn't.
Tonight, following the arrest of a man the FBI says threatened to kill federal agents. Federal authorities say Michael Stover of Downers Grove made multiple posts online threatening to kill ICE agents and was already known to law enforcement for allegedly threatening public officials, also on social media earlier this year. You can see the suspect, 33-year-old Michael Stover, in this picture posted to his wife's public Facebook page. He was taken into custody by federal agents this morning and made his first appearance in federal court this afternoon, facing charges he threatened to kill immigration agents and harm public officials. Authorities say he previously possessed multiple weapons, but in May of 2025, Downers Grove police deemed Stover a clear and present danger, and following a domestic disturbance call, seized 5 rifles, a shotgun, 6 handguns, and ammunition, including 5 rifle rounds with the first names of well-known political figures written in marker, according to court documents. He also posted a photograph of those 5 rifle bullets placed on top of 2 hunting knives to a Facebook group, authorities say. Stover's FOID card was revoked by Illinois State Police on May 8th, according to court filings. He was active and exceedingly extreme online, even through last night, authorities say, posting on his Blue Sky account, "ICE is a terrorist organization. Share this if you think we should shoot them down like dogs. ICE is a private military answering exclusively to powers hostile to the United States and the people. It is unconscionable that we do not hunt and lynch them for treason." In May of 2025, the Secret Service was alerted to his posts by the FBI's National Threat Operations Center, previously posting, according to the FBI, "There is a time for rhetoric and a time for riflery," and was interviewed by the U.S. Secret Service following his alleged threats to the president. The federal complaint also stating authorities were told Stover at one point took medication for his mental health. Stover did not enter a plea. He will be back in court next week for a detention hearing and will remain in federal custody at least until then.
One second, they're a neighbor you like. The next, they're a neighbor you trust.
Gotcha, no problem.
One second, you're...
Anyway. So Stover appeared shackled in court, and the agents posted pictures that they took of him. According to criminal complaint on sealed late Friday, Stover's accused of writing multiple threatening social media posts, including threats to kill ICE, as well as threats against the president. The president just said he wants to purpose-built concentration camps for his political enemies. He wrote, "It's war right here and now against this attacker, or we will die in slavery. Put down your posters and selfie sticks and pick up a weapon." Wow, this guy is nuts. Prosecutors also accused Stover of posting a photo in February of 5 rifle bullets with the first names of 5 well-known U.S. political figures, respectively written on marker on each bullet, placed on top of 2 hunting knives. His social media has been monitored by the National Threat Operations Center for months, and the agency contacted the Secret Service to launch an investigation in past May. Court records state police entered a clear and presentation request for Stover, and the Illinois State Police revoked his firearm owner's identification card, which I don't know if you guys don't know, but Illinois has what's called FOID cards, which basically is like a permission slip to own a gun. You can't own a gun without a FOID card in Illinois. Yeah, blue sky is very concerning. Yeah. Yeah, it's a direct threat, definitely. Appearing shackled in front of the judge who made this. Well, he can appear shackled in front of a judge. They just can't be shackled in front of a jury. That would be like in front of the jury. That would be a problem. But you can't get a FOID card if you have a medical cannabis card. Yeah, they actually tried to. They were messing around with that in Florida, but then they fixed it in Florida, where they just basically said, no, we're not gonna, not gonna mess with that. So, all right. Hold on, let me close a few tabs here, and then basically this is from Fox 32. Such a suburban man arrested for alleged threats against ICE agents and political figures. So yeah, so this is what's going on in the context of all this stuff, and it's the media stoking these things and stoking these fears are causing these people to have these mental breaks to do these things. This is not normal. This is not things that should happen. This is not, this is not good. It's not good for America.
When looking to get a window.
Ugh. Anyway.
With a suburban man in jail tonight, accused of plotting to kill federal law enforcement officers. Casey Cronin was right there in the courtroom when he showed up for his first hearing. Casey, what's the latest tonight?
Well, he told a judge he's an HVAC technician, but federal prosecutors say the Downers Grove man has been preoccupied with something else. He is facing up to 5 years in prison because of the death threats he's allegedly been making online.
Only a matter of time before President Trump's planned immigration crackdown. 10-foot fencing now surrounds the Dirksen Federal Courthouse, a move officials say was made to keep those coming and going safe. Inside, 33-year-old Michael D. Stover made his first appearance for allegedly threatening to kill ICE agents, outlined in the criminal complaint unsealed in court. Between February and July, Stover...
Is it just me, or does this person talking, this woman, sound like she's out of breath? Like, who's gonna beat this band?
Has posted violent messages on Blue Sky, where he calls himself an anarchist, anti-fascist, and expert shooter. In May, the Downers Grove Police Department responded to a 911 call his wife made, reporting that Stover threatened to kill her. There, they seized 5 rifles, a shotgun, 6 handguns, and ammunition, including 5 rifle rounds with the first names of well-known political figures written in marker. Their names aren't revealed in the complaint, and since Stover's wife didn't pursue charges, police say he was released. He told officials he suffers from PTSD and said he understood the threats had to stop. But according to court documents, they didn't. On July 7th, Stover, who goes by Scottish Ninja on Blue Sky, threatened to, quote, kill ICE agents on sight, unquote. Similar messages kept coming, and less than 24 hours before his arrest, Stover wrote, if you're willing to fight, DM me. The enemy is here. The enemy is now. FBI agents arrested him Friday morning. Stover, who has a dark beard and long brown hair, appeared in court shackled, wearing dark winter boots and a navy T-shirt with an American flag on the sleeve. His Blue Sky posts also make statements against the government in general, including both the president and
get a quick
Democratic
divorce now,
Party.
no problem.
Stover was not released ahead of his next court date. That's
Oh.
a detention hearing scheduled for next Wednesday. Reporting live near the Dirksen Federal Courthouse.
Yeah. So
Casey Cronus, Fox 32, Chicago.
I used to watch Fox 32 Chicago all the time when I lived in Chicago. They were like I don't know, they were a UHF station. If you guys know what UHF is, before, when it used to have like the regular stations like 257 and 9, 32 was on UHF with 44, and then another one was 50 and there was some good stations, man. I used to watch 32, used to have wrestling on Saturdays. Yep, Chicago. Yeah, Fox 32 Chicago. So he was arrested, complaints, social media death threats, and stuff like that. So yeah, with rabbit ears. That's right. He had rabbit ears on the thing to pick that up. Mm-hmm. And then we got this gang member is issuing a warning to President Trump, stating not to send troops to Chicago, warning that the gangs will defeat. Fella, what are you doing? You're all over the place. The gangs will defeat the National Guard. What do you guys think about that? You guys think the gangs in Chicago can defeat the National Guard?
Trump, do not send the National Guard to Chicago, gang. Do not, I repeat, do not do it. We are a different fucking breed out here, nigga. We are not Los Angeles, nigga. We are not Washington, D.C., nigga. This is Chicago, nigga. Them niggas go fight back. I'm telling you, them niggas go fight back, gang. Whatever. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Them young niggas got switches, gang. They not
they got
going for that
switches.
shit,
Okay.
bro. I know a bunch of y'all finna say, oh, it's the National Guard. They can't do anything about it. They must go in Chicago. Nigga, do y'all know that it's more bad people than good people, bro? There are over 100,000 gangs in Chicago by the city by itself, gang.
No. There is not over 100,000 gangs in Chicago. There's over 100,000 gang members. There's about 300 to 400. There's a good website you can go. I think it's called Chicago Gang History or something like that, where they list all the different gangs. And most of the gangs are small. There's some very large gangs. The Latin Kings is very big, and 2-6 is pretty decent size. Ambrose, the Gangster Disciples is pretty big. Saint Disciples are pretty big too. Spanish Disciples also. And then there's bunch of smaller gangs and stuff. Anyway, target rich environment, yes. Yeah. But anyway, this guy, he said more N-words in this short 37-second video, I think, that I've heard. Like, I don't know. Like, he just, yeah. Yeah, registered gangs, yes. They're all registered. They all know who they are. It used to be, there was a law in Chicago for the longest time. It was a city ordinance violation that more than 3 people couldn't stand on a street corner at the same time. They considered it mob action, they called it. And that got thrown out. But the gangs in Chicago are not going to defeat the National. Actually, the vast majority of the gangs in Chicago, the people that run the gangs and the people themselves, are very supportive of the military, believe it or not. And they're not going to want to play. They're not going to come out to play. They're not idiots. It's not going to happen. Yeah. And then this guy says, African American says the gangs in Chicago will defeat the National Guard. Yeah, no, they won't. The Krispy Kreme donut disciples, yeah. Yeah, think of the gangs, Mr. President. Yeah, this actually might do more to make them send them there than anything else. Hey, there's 115 people here watching live right now on YouTube. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Leave a comment. It helps with the algorithm. It really does. And there's this little thing to the right of the comments that says like a reactions thing, where you can say like a smiley face or a celebration thing or a heart or 100% type of thing. If you click on that every once in a while, that actually helps too a lot with the algorithm. How big is Chicago? Well, it's actually pretty big. But it's more, Cook County is mostly what you're talking about, because the suburbs around, like there's some of the worst areas actually are right outside the city. If you go down Roosevelt, and when you get right outside the city into areas in Brookfield, not safe. Has anyone watched Jim's shorts? I'm wearing shorts right now. Are you watching me in my shorts? How did you know I was wearing shorts? Kidding. Yeah. Tim Pool feels the police are more dangerous than the gangs. In Chicago, they used to be. They used to be pretty bad. Chicago police were the biggest gang in the city for the longest time. I think it's toned down a lot now. It used to be, they didn't used to mess around. They used to beat the piss out of you. They wouldn't play. Yeah, onlygyms.com. And then here's another one. This one says, let's see what this one has to say.
Now I'm just gonna tell you motherfucking niggas straight off the dump. Don't fuck with my motherfucking president. Do you understand me? Nigga, we ride with Donald Trump over here, nigga. Draco, we ain't playing with you motherfucking niggas. You understand me? Keep my motherfucking president name out your mouth. Fuck, nigga. Any motherfucking nigga, white, black, Chinese, Mexican, if you want to build that wall, let them build it. You motherfucking niggas out there think it's a game, I'm going to go to war behind Donald Trump. That's right. Do you understand me? We're going to go to motherfucking war, Trump. You got some motherfucking soldiers, boy, right here on your side, boy.
Yeah.
Right here.
Right
you
here.
Coming.
We coming.
Drake
goes.
We going around. What that little nigga down there in Baton Rouge's name?
This is
nigga,
MAGA country.
Keep my motherfucking president out of your motherfucking mouth, nigga. Talking about you got 100 on it. Now I'm just gonna.
Yeah. Or it says, I don't think I like this guy. Yeah, this dude is a psyop. Yeah, I think so. It's a psyop to whatever. I don't know. Who knows though? Could be real. Could be fake. Could be any number of things. Okay. Here we go. Now we're going to get into, we got some stuff here. We're going to get into some illegal alien crime. You know, and this is graphic details of the illegal alien released under sanctuary city law brutally murdered a Maryland teenager and threw her body off a bridge. Say what? Let's see. So, you know, we have all these people saying everything is safe in Maryland. Everything is safe. Everything is safe everywhere. Let me look and see if I miss anything in the chat here. Is that English? It's English. Funny stuff, though. It is funny. I like every once in a while. I like throw a little funny stuff in. More. Yep. Let the feds F them up. Time to play cowboys and gangbangers. Make America safe again. Even if the gangs push out, I'll let them dry up their resources. Let one guardsman hurt and unleash hell. Oh, hey. What's up, buddy? You want milk? All right. I have to go get my grandson some milk. I will be right back. I'm going to press play on this video, though.
Interstate 97 in the Annapolis area. According to charging documents WJZ Investigates obtained, the suspect, 35-year-old Hugo Hernandez Mendez, threw her body off a highway bridge into the South River. She had skull and facial fractures. Her family identified her through tattoos.
At this time, there are no additional suspects. However, this investigation is ongoing.
Thompson, who lived with her dad, disappeared after going out to get gas. She sent him this text.
I should be back soon. I love you too. Good night.
The 19-year-old is seen on surveillance video leaving her SUV behind in Hyattsville. According to charging documents, she approached the suspect's GMC Yukon and after approximately a minute of conversing, walks over to the passenger side of the vehicle and gets into the passenger front seat. Police say they drove to his house in Bowie and believe he killed her in his bedroom. A roommate reports hearing the defendant having sex and then a grunting noise, which made it believe that someone wasn't enjoying the sex. After executing a search warrant, police found what they believed to be the victim's blood and missing fingernail, along with hair and other evidence in the bedroom and in the trash, along with multiple pairs of women's underwear and lingerie. Hernandez Mendez agreed to an interview, telling detectives he went to a nightclub to meet his ex-girlfriend, but never did. When detectives questioned further, the defendant denied any involvement. Prince George's officials say Hernandez Mendez was in the United States illegally. U.S. Park Police arrested him for a DUI 5 months ago, but let him go.
The U.S. Government has made status individuals
I left that
relevant. This was
up there
someone
way
who
too
was
long.
in their custody, and they made the decision to release him. So I think the questions should be asked of the Justice Department.
Interstate.
Yeah, the question should be asked of the Justice Department. It really should. This is the Democrats right here. Hands off our criminals. Hands off our criminals. Keep our criminals safe. Yeah, taxpayers, illegals first. That's JB Prickster. Mm-hmm. That's right. If you get off at the wrong exit, you won't be safe. $100 bond and prime serve. That's usually what they do. That's how they do. Oh yeah, sorry about that. My grandson wanted some chocolate milk for go to bed, so I had to I had to get him some milk. Yeah, the Gangster Disciples are pretty large gang in this city. They probably have they might be the biggest gang in, I don't know. Remember the Latin Kings are the biggest gang in Chicago. I don't know. Numbers wise. Mm-hmm. Oh, let me fix this. There we go. Bellis. Back to almost straight. Ugh. So yeah. Oh no, another child rapist off the streets. These crazy leftists want their illegal alien criminals. You can never have enough pedophile, rapists, thieves, and murderers on your streets. These crazy leftists are so sick. Oh, it's Instagram. Sorry.
Ice go home. Ice go home. Ice
How come I can't blow this up?
Ice go home. Ice go home. Ice go home. Ice go home. What the fuck? Go home. Ice go home.
Is who a snuggler? Is who a snuggler? Bella? Oh yeah, she sleeps in bed. She snuggles. She'll climb on top of you. She'll sit on your head. Ice, baby. That's right. Yes, grandbabies are the best. They are. While everyone was looking at Chicago, Trump sent ICE to Boston. Check it out. ICE raids across Massachusetts now underway, with federal agents flooding Boston, arresting scores of illegal aliens. Sanctuary City Mayor Michelle Wu FA'd. Now she's about to FO. Let's see here.
Breaking news tonight. The Trump administration has started an operation in Massachusetts to arrest and deport undocumented immigrants. That's according to a report from the New York Times. This comes as the Trump administration says it will crack down on sanctuary cities. The New York Times reports Boston is being targeted because of its policies to limit cooperation with federal immigration authorities. Now, in response to the reports, Mayor Wu released a statement saying, "Today, Boston is the safest major city in the country because we have worked to build trust in the community. We will not be bullied or intimidated into abandoning the efforts that make Boston a safe home for everyone."
Oh, safe home for criminals. That's
breaking news tonight.
Safe home for criminals. That's what she wants. Yeah. Pretty good. Deporter, supporter. Mm-hmm. On Hunter. Look at this. Raped and murdered by illegal invaders. Rachel Morin, 37, killed 8/2023. Elizabeth Medina, 16, killed 12/2023. Laken Riley, killed 2/2024. Jocelyn Nungary, killed 6/2024. This is brutal. This stuff keeps going on. I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you're on Twitter, super safety, you talk about the super safety that they have, that was by, what is it? Hoffman Tactical Super Safety. This guy, Illegal Alien Crimes on Twitter, is a fantastic follow if you haven't followed him. He breaks this down. That's all he does. Him and the Dapper Detective. You thought the Gold Coast looting in Chicago was a red carpet for the National Guard? Yeah, they didn't. I think he was afraid to do it back then in 2020. It should have been, but I don't know. I mean, the Gold Coast used to be the best. You never have to worry about crimes there. But I guess now they know where to go. So, this is dated 9/7/2025, a legal alien crimes roundup. It's been 2 weeks since the last roundup. Here's a rundown on 25 of the cases that have come to light. And he's going to post the links and the replies. And we're going to go through them all, because that's what we do here. In Virginia Beach, an illegal alien accused of DUI and manslaughter. Prince George's County, illegal alien accused of woman's murder. Miami-Dade, a woman on detainer accused of a 2006 vehicular homicide. Hillsborough County, man released after sideswiping a cop and fleeing. Pasco County, Florida, illegal alien arrested for the rape of a 14-year-old. Clark County, legal alien extradition for a woman's murder. California, Sacramento, alien accused of sexual abuse at a daycare. Why is it always women getting murdered? Well, a lot of these places that these illegal aliens come from, they don't respect women, and they call it femicide there, and it's a very serious problem. And they don't respect women like we do here in the U.S. Hillsborough County, man and detainer accused of luring a child. Man and detainer accused of killing his mother in Duval County. Sarasota County, Florida, man and detainer accused of murder after a street fight. Virginia, Arlington, illegal alien high school accused of arson. Yeah, women are not respected in the third world at all. I mean, the Muslims don't either. Mm-hmm. You thought they'd all be in Florida? Well, a lot of them are in Florida because Florida don't play. And Florida actually keeps track if they're illegal aliens or not. A lot of the problems is that a lot of these other places, they don't keep track of if they're illegal aliens or not when they're arrested. And that's why the numbers are all screwed up. Man and detainer arrested for child porn. Chicago, Illinois, migrant accused of 15-year-old's murder. Oof. Prince George's County, man and detainer arrested in connection with murder. King George and Orange County, Virginia, 3 foreign nationals arrested for robbery. Sangamon County, Illinois, legal alien wanted for 2023 murder, arrested in Mexico. Albany, New York, illegal alien arrested for rape of a child. Man and detainer, public masturbation. Well, that seems like a kind of, I mean, it's creepy and gross, but man and detainer accused of sexually assaulting 3 juveniles in Dane County, Wisconsin. Oh, man. Yeah, well, again, news, you're right. You respect them a lot in Islam. They married 2 to 4 of them. Well, you know. And then Butler County, Ohio, a man and detainer arrested in connection with a shooting. Wait, Butler County, Ohio. Oh, that was Butler County, Pennsylvania. Never mind. Davidson County, Tennessee, illegal alien arrested for vehicular homicide. A man arrested for DUI after hitting a cop car in Yellowstone County, Montana. Chesterfield County, Virginia, 2 men arrested after shots fired. Bexar County, Texas, detainer for murder. In Texas, Davidson County, man on wanted list arrested on detainer. So these are some of the pictures of the people. Okay. And then we go Virginia Beach. Legal alien accused of DUI and manslaughter. So here's the story. Legal alien Erwin Maraquin Herrera accused of DUI and manslaughter after crash and killed 37-year-old Stephen White. So we got this. We got this guy, Herrera, killed the black man named White. Last month, Erwin Herrera was arrested for vehicular manslaughter and DUI in possession of fictitious identification in connection with the death of Stephen White II. Okay. In Prince George's County, a legal alien accused of a woman's murder. An illegal alien illegally present Guatemalan national has been charged with the first-degree murder of a 19-year-old, Dakara Thompson. Statement attributed to the ICE spokesman provided to Border Hawk News, which that's another good follow, Border Hawk News. Hugo Rene Hernandez Mendez is a criminal alien from Guatemala charged with first-degree murder in Prince George's County. During an interview, Hernandez ICE officers determined he illegally entered the U.S. on an unknown date and location without inspection. ICE Baltimore continue to monitor the situation. Maryland man arrested for first-degree cold-blooded murder, and the victim is just 19 years old. I think this is the one where he threw. Let's pull this up because I think this is the one where they threw it off. Was a victim of Democrats' open borders. Let's see.
Georges County Police and Maryland State Police say the body that was found off of Route 50 in Annapolis does belong to 19-year-old Dakara Thompson. They have arrested 35-year-old Hugo Hernandez Mendez of Bowie and charged him with her murder. Investigators say Hernandez Mendez is in the country illegally and an ICE detainer was issued for him yesterday. Georges County Police.
Bryce Cooley. I spent the first hour and a half of the show on that topic. If you want to rewind and go back and watch it, we went through everything, the whole thing, talked about everything. Miami-Dade County, a woman on detainer accused of a 2006 vehicular homicide.
19 years after a mom was killed in a Hialeah DUI crash, the driver accused of causing that crash is finally facing justice. The victim's brother spoke out in court today, coming face to face with his sister's accused killer.
I get a knock on the door, and it's two police officers from another jurisdiction. And they're like, do you know Gloria Hall? And I'm like, yes, that's my sister. Why? She was involved in an accident. They're like, she didn't make it.
That was Miami Police Department Commander Joaquin Fierre recounting what happened on August 12, 2006, a day he says was the worst day of his life.
And the hardest thing I've ever had to do is sit my mom down and my dad, and then her daughters, my nieces, and tell them, your mom died this morning.
His sister, Gloria Hall, was T-boned by a woman driving another car around 4:10 in the morning that day on 68th Street in Hialeah. According to Hialeah police, that woman was Lady Menendez Abdallah, a now 52-year-old who had been on the run since the deadly crash.
She pretty much signed a statement saying that she had been impaired, that she had been drinking.
But how was she able to get away? According to the state attorney's office, it was thanks to a tip from her boyfriend at the time, who was a Hialeah police officer.
By the time that the Hialeah Traffic Homicide Unit got the toxicology results, this defendant's boyfriend had given her the heads up, and she fled the country.
For almost 2 decades, Fierre and his family have been waiting for justice. He was in court today to face his sister's accused killer. You can't see him, but you can hear his voice.
She basically was brought back by the U.S. Marshals on Friday night from Mexico, where she's been hiding for 19 years.
Menendez is now facing vehicular homicide and DUI manslaughter. She's been ordered to...
So it seems like the Mexican government is finally starting to help us get these criminals back. You know, Hillsborough County, man released after sideswiping cop and fleeing.
Guatemalan man is accused of hitting a police cruiser while driving the wrong way on Daniel Webster Highway. This happened on Sunday in Merrimack. Police say Robin Armira sideswiped the cruiser, which had a police canine inside, and then kept on driving south in the northbound lane. The officer and the canine were not hurt. When police finally caught up to Armira, they say they found that he has never had a driver's license in the U.S. or any other country.
And then Pasco County, Florida, illegal alien arrested for the rape of a 14-year-old. A 14-year-old girl has been rescued after being kidnapped, human trafficked, and raped for weeks by an illegal alien working as a delivery driver in Florida.
Right now, a 53-year-old man is facing charges in that case. Eduardo Rivera Villarreal is accused of raping the teen multiple times over the course of 2 weeks in both Pinellas and Pasco counties. Investigators say he first approached her at a bus stop, offered her to give her a ride. They say he then propositioned her for sex in exchange for money and alcohol. Now, on some occasions, they say he wouldn't let her leave.
Tuesday night, she discloses to an adult that she's intoxicated and she's been raped by this adult. Thankfully, HCA Hospital cooperated with us.
I'll be back.
I'll tell you, her blood alcohol level was 3 times higher than what a legal limit for an adult was. 3 times higher. She's 14 years old, and she's 3 times higher than what would be legal for an adult. I can't imagine the amount of alcohol that she was received from this suspect in this case.
He says Rivera Villarreal was in the country illegally and was working as a delivery driver. Right now, a 53-year-old.
Yeah, I'll be right back. All right. I'm gonna play something real quick. Let's see. I'm gonna play something real quick. Ooh. Sorry, everybody. Oof, sorry about that. My grandson, he, oof. This is Jim's Jam. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. It's Thursday. It's not Thursday. That's a show I used to do called Theory Thursday about weird conspiracy theory stuff. I was thinking about bringing it back, but never really took off. People didn't really like it. So, Jim does have a hinky side. Yeah, I do. Sorry about that. I'll get it back to, I know we lost a whole bunch of people. Thank you. I know he's a cutie, but, no wonder he's divorced. Yeah. That's all Jim's face. Yes. That's all me. That was all me. Well, anyway, so let's get back.
Old man is facing charges in that case. Eduardo Rivera Villarreal is accused of raping the teen multiple times over the course of 2 weeks in both Pinellas and Pasco counties. Investigators say he first approached her at a bus stop, offered to give her a ride. They say he then propositioned her for sex in exchange for money and alcohol. Now, on some occasions, they say he wouldn't let her leave.
Tuesday night, she discloses to an adult that she's intoxicated and she's been raped by this adult. Thankfully, HCA Hospital cooperated with us. I'll tell you, her blood alcohol level was 3 times higher than what a legal limit for an adult was. 3 times higher. She's 14 years old, and she's 3 times higher what would be legal for an adult. I can't imagine the amount of alcohol that she was received from this suspect in this case.
He says Rivera Villarreal was in the country illegally and was working as a delivery driver. Right now.
All right. I apologize to everybody about that. Said Clark County, Nevada, illegal alien extradited for a woman's 2020 murder. I could have played this. I didn't know this was this long.
A sigh of relief. That's how the attorney representing Leslie Palacios' family reacted to the news that Eric Rangel Ibarra is in police custody here in Las Vegas. And thanks for joining us tonight at 11 o'clock. I'm Sasha Loftus.
And I'm Brian Loftus. Our 8 News Now investigators first breaking that news that U.S. Marshals extradited Rangel Ibarra from Mexico. That was more than a year after he was originally arrested.
He is accused of killing 22-year-old Palacio in August of 2020. Authorities and her family's attorney speaking on what they call an important step in this case.
It's the beginning to our journey to justice for Leslie.
A monumental moment, years in the making.
I don't know, but they don't like
one
it.
Step closer to justice in the murder of
I
Leslie
didn't have to see him
Palacio.
to sleep.
Almost
I
5
just
years
put
to the
a,
day, Eric has been extradited
a show
back
on
to
him
Las
he
Vegas
likes to watch.
and will stand trial for Leslie's murder.
Las Vegas Metro Police holding a news conference Thursday to announce that 30-year-old Eric Rangel Ibarra was extradited to Las Vegas a year after he was arrested in Mexico. He's accused of killing the 22-year-old in August of 2020. Police finding her remains near the Valley of Fire 2 weeks later. Video later presented to a grand jury shows Rangel Ibarra dragging her body out of her home with his father's help.
We hope that this arrest of this fugitive will bring a measure of peace to the family and friends that to this day treasure the life that Leslie lived.
The Palacio family attorney Ophelia Marcanian calls this a relief for those who loved Leslie after so much work to keep her memory alive.
They didn't stop. They kept going. They pushed and pushed. And here we are today.
I won't stop. A continued call for justice and a refusal to give up.
I'm happy that this is something finally to give them some kind of hope.
In Sacramento, an illegal alien accused of sexual abuse at a daycare. Oh, this is brutal. This is a brutal one. This one.
Detectives say that 26-year-old Go Khan Bagsi assaulted children at the Mather Child Care Center. Investigators opened the case after a mother reported her 6-year-old daughter may have been abused. Forensic interviews in Turkish revealed possible additional victims. Detectives urge anyone with information to give them a call.
This person, it says he's a twice deported 26-year-old illegal alien from Turkey living in Gavin Newsom's Sanctuary, California, was arrested for raping multiple children at a Turkish daycare in Sacramento. Hillsborough County, Florida, man on detainer accused of luring a child. All right, this one doesn't have a video. So, Jose Angel Legos Martinez was arrested for luring and enticing a child. He has an immigration detainer hold. So this is the booking image. Yes, it says, it says race, white. Look at that, W for white. What do you know? Ethnicity, Hispanic or Latino, but that race, white, see, that skews the numbers. He, drinking outside his residence, and the defendant observed the victim driving back and forth while drinking an alcoholic beverage. The defendant intentionally stopped, honking the horn, pointed juvenile multiple times, demanding to come to the vehicle, placed the victim, owning a gun, and would shoot people. The defendant was luring the child, who was 13-year-old female, to enter his vehicle. No. Duval County, a Florida man on a detainer accused of killing his mother. Another one. It says white. See, white. Look at Hector Ochoa, Hector Munoz, white. What do you know? Sarasota County, man on detainer accused of murder after street fight. Let's see. Race, white. Bonilla Amarado, Gaveta Amarado, Gradavichin. Arlington County, Virginia, illegal alien high schooler accused of arson. And he was arrested for 2 counts of arson, reckless handling of a firearm, and firearm possession by a foreign alien. He started a fire in an apartment complex the person owned. And yes, let's see, Hernandez Lopez, whatever, no data, bond type. Madison County, Ohio, man and detainer arrested for child pornography. Look at this. Osvaldo Adrian Solis Lopez was arrested for illegal use of a minor in nudity-oriented material. Let's see here. Race, Hispanic, gender, male. So here's one that's correct. Chicago, Illinois, migrant accused of 15-year-old's murder. Prosecutors say a Venezuelan migrant stalked a group of teens in Canaryville and opened fire, killing a 15-year-old, Alex Durante, and wounding a 12-year-old boy. Prince George's County, a man at detainer arrested in connection to a murder. Race, white. Morando Madano Macabacaras Manuel. Carlos Manuel Madrano was arrested by authorities in Davidson County in connection with a homicide in Prince George's County. He's an immigrant detainer hold. Kings County, Orange County, Virginia, 3 foreign nationals arrested for robbery. Sangamon County, legal alien wanted for a 2023 murder arrested in Mexico. Fugitive wanted in a 2023 murder of a Springfield woman taken into custody in Mexico. Albany County, New York, a legal alien arrested for the rape of a child.
Marcio Martins Rodriguez, who is a Brazilian national, is in custody tonight for first and second-degree rape of a minor. Cajos police citing ICE records saying Martins Rodriguez was previously deported from the U.S. but came back into the country illegally again. It's unclear when he came back to the U.S. illegally, but it is under removal proceedings now at the Albany County Jail. We're told an ICE detainer is at the jail with the suspect. Marcio Martins Rodriguez.
Yeah, no, I understand, and I understand that a lot of like Spain is considered Europe, and so they would be considered white. You know what I mean? And like what I'm saying though is that it skews the numbers. Like when you look at crime stat numbers, it skews the numbers, and so people say, "Oh, look at these crimes." Well, it's like, well, you know, the crime numbers get skewed a little bit because when you pull up the crime numbers for most for most places, it'll say like black or white. And it's like, well, there's a lot more than just black and white, aren't there? I mean, that's what they tell us all the time. Yeah, no, I understand. I'm just saying, I just like to point it out. Like, I've seen actual black people listed as white, though, which I was like, wait a minute. You know. Chesterfield County, Virginia, man and detainer arrested for public masturbation. Set by immigration. This doesn't say. This just says complexion, whatever. And then Dane County, Wisconsin, man and detainer accused of sexually assaulting 3 juveniles. Dane County, Wisconsin, Beckler David Cruz Lagos was charged with sexual assault of a child and sexual intercourse with a child 16 or older. He's on an immigration detainer. Police accuse him of sexually assaulting 3 different juvenile victims on 3 separate occasions. Court records show he received citations for driving without a license in January. Oh. Yeah, it says arrested him for, he's a 20-year-old of Sun Prairie. No, 2 counts of a sexual assault, 2nd degree of a child. So. Doesn't say. Butler County, Ohio, man and detainer arrested in connection with a shooting. Oh, look, there's another white male arrested. White male arrested for shooting. Ramirez Hernandez Jose Soprano. Davidson County, Tennessee, illegal alien arrested for vehicular homicide. A Nissan Rogue that killed a passenger. Let's see here too. Medium security. Race white. Oh, you'll thank me later. Okay. Yellowstone County, Montana, man arrested for a DUI after hitting a cop. They don't have any photos raised. Chesterfield County, Virginia, 2 men arrested after shots fired. Okay, so this guy on top looks sort of white, and this guy looks like he could be called white, I guess. They're from El Salvador, citizens of El Salvador. One's from Guatemala, one's from El Salvador, so they must not get along. Bexar County, Texas, man on detainer charged with murder. Oh, here we go, another video. Cool, I like the videos.
A trail of TikTok posts apparently helped crack a murder case. 23-year-old Nakibullah Habibzoy is accused of shooting and killing man on San Antonio's northwest side.
Investigators say Habibzoy posted threats and photos of the victim online before they say he drove from Houston to San Antonio to carry out that killing. Ken Spy's Vanessa Croy has been digging into these new details about the case. She joins us now. Vanessa, have they identified a motive just yet?
Audrey Berry, according to an arrest warrant, this brutal murder was all about money and revenge. And it was social media that led detectives straight to the accused killer. The murder happened on May 31st when officers responded to the 9100 block of Dart Brook Drive for a shooting. When officers got there, they say they found the victim, Awal Noor Kiftan, who'd been shot multiple times. They say he died on the scene. Police were able to track Habibzoy through his TikTok account. Now, according to an arrest warrant, Habibzoy posted comments and videos about the victim and a dispute over $31,000. One of those comments mentioning revenge, another posting a picture of the victim. Police say after the multiple posts were deleted, Habibzoy posted another video saying his account had been hacked. He was trying to imply he was being framed, according to that warrant. Detectives say they figured out Habibzoy knew the victim when they worked together for a trucking company. Other evidence evidence showed Habibzoy driving from Houston to San Antonio to commit the murder. We do know Habibzoy was arrested yesterday in another county. We've tried to reach out to authorities in Houston, where Habibzoy's last known address was, to see if he was arrested there. But right now, we know he was virtually booked into the Bexar County Jail and is awaiting extradition back here to Bexar County to face this murder charge.
Sorry. No, I didn't get swatted. Oh, damn it. Hold on. I'm all caught up now. Oh, damn it. Oh, my damn cord got all tangled up. I'm sorry. My grandson keeps getting up, coming in here. It's crazy. He's never up like this, usually this many times. Davidson County, Tennessee, a man wanted on a list, arrested and on a detainer.
Top 10 most wanted fugitives. Right now, officers are looking for this man on your screen, Merlin Argueta. He's wanted on a grand jury indictment for 2 counts of rape. Metro Court records show he does not have any previous criminal history in Nashville. Now, Metro Police just updated its list of
previous edition of the Crimes Roundup. Yeah, look at all these people from 2024. All right, we got this one. This is NYPD roll up to a gunfight between multiple convicted felons. Something's interesting. Felons miss multiple shots at point blank range, and then the officer fires 16 rounds, but it certainly looks almost like a miss and go off where innocent people living their lives. Female officer fires 3 shots and gets the hit that puts the felon down, but unfortunately he lived and will cost the taxpayer millions of dollars. Get him one of those nap time stickers. Yeah. He doesn't want me to sing a lullaby. He wants to know why I'm talking to the TV. So he asked me, why are you talking to the TV? Hey, what's up, Cindy? How you doing?
Get down. That's fine. 5330.
What are you doing there, Bella?
Get down. That's fine. Get down.
fired. 533 Ocean. Shots fired.
Oh, this is probably going to get me a thing. I'm going to have to edit this out. It's going to be a problem. Where are we at here? Did I close that already? I must have closed it. Oh, I'm opening some new tabs. Hold on. So, very interesting. Okay. All right, here we go. Oh. My bad. I didn't realize I closed out that. I didn't realize I closed that out. Share screen. Here we go. So we have the Wes Moore, the Maryland governor. Sorry, shooting in the open. The cops are crazy. Benny Hill play Benny Hill in the background. I actually got a copyright claim for the Benny Hill when I played it the other day. Yo, que pasta? Where the F did everyone go? I don't know. Did everyone leave? I thought I was going to bed early. I fooled them. Yeah, I did. I thought I was going to bed early because we didn't hit the goal and we were like done. And so I only had a couple tabs open. I closed a bunch of stuff and then boom, 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 it all came in. So we still got another hour and a half to go for the show. Another hour and a half at least. You know. So yeah, so Wes Moore says he doesn't need the National Guard to help a crime, and that people should learn from him how to battle crime because Baltimore is great, and even though it has the highest rate of violence in the city and it's third highest rate in the country, and he's celebrating it. It's disgusting.
We do not need an occupation. And we do not need people putting in performative and theatrical resources because they do not care about the actual results that they're trying to hope for.
Yeah, I have the teachers union stuff. It's coming up.
If you want to learn what works, come down. Come spend time. Come learn. Come learn. And come learn that we're what we need. That we are the change we've been waiting for. And that progress is not impossible. Progress can happen, but it only happens when we choose to work together.
That's the Bronze Star hero that didn't have the Bronze Star until Biden got him one.
We're always going to stand for Baltimore. Always. And like I said, we will work with anybody, but we will bow down to nobody. We're not built that way, y'all. We're going to fight for our people. We're going to fight for our communities. We're going to fight for our neighborhoods. And most importantly, we're going to fight for our children.
We're going to fight for their illegal aliens. They're going to fight for their criminals. Mm-hmm. He's the guy who falsely claimed to have won a gold star. It's a Bronze Star in the military. Lying seems to be responsible. Bronze Star, I believe, but I wouldn't put anything past him. He's bankrupting Maryland. There's closes 8 of our power plants and uses our electricity costs are not sustainable. His green energy agenda is terrible. Democrats don't care about the people. They only care about politics. He was actually proud of it. What the F? He sure does talk tough after his goons drove out the people calling him out. Yeah, oopsie, when'd you get called out on your own photo op? Yeah.
In the Park Heights. What? Why do the walk now after we done lost people in the Park Heights? 5-year-old was shot in the hand. So this is about photo op, right? This is what this is about, photo op, right? This is what this is about, photo op. And you're gonna ask the president to walk the street with you. But look what you got walking with you. Y'all won't walk the street like this by yourself. But look what you got walking with y'all. All of this. All of this. How much money y'all spending for this? Photo ops. Don't touch me. Look at that. Photo ops. 2 little girls walking Park Heights. 2 little girls walking Park Heights now.
These are actual people. It's an actual person in Baltimore talking shit to the governor, and that's the mayor of Baltimore. Yeah, see. So that the Maryland leaders tell Trump they don't need the National Guard to curb gun violence, that they're doing a great job on their own. Yeah, the guy is stolen valor. Mm-hmm. Stolen valor. You consider those pieces of shit. That's all he is. That's right. Mm-hmm. Maryland tells Trump, what is this? What is going on here? What is the fucking problem here? What is happening? Anyway, pointed show of solidarity against President Trump. The local leaders walked through Baltimore's most historically underserved neighborhood amid ongoing efforts to curb gun violence. Westmore said homicides in Baltimore have reached historic lows. We don't need occupiers, he said. That's what they consider the president to be, an occupier. That's terrible. And then you got this. It says, Maryland Governor Westmore pressed about a possible 2028 run, focuses on his reelection. That's why anyone was questioning why Biden made sure that the Bronze Star thing was taken care of in December before he left office, when they found out about it, that this guy had lied about getting a Bronze Star and that they made sure they just quietly gave him a Bronze Star. It's because of this, because he wants to run for president. And there's no way he would have been able to run for president with a stolen valor thing around his neck. It's still going to hang around his neck. People are going to say it's a problem, but they're going to say, it was a clerical error that he didn't get it, even though they had to make it up and give it to him. He said he's not running for president. He's excited about seeking a second term. Governor Westmore, widely viewed as a potential 2028 Democrat presidential contender, said that he was focused on being reelected as governor. Yeah, right now he's focused on being reelected as governor, but then as soon as that's over, he's going to be running for president. Just like every other governor does. Ms. Welker, Frank, all right, so you're completely ruling it out? The governor just kind of smiled and said, right now I'm excited about what we're doing. We've gone from 43rd in the country in unemployment to one of the lowest unemployment rates. Yeah. He's Newsom 2.0. Yeah. He's not as slick as Newsom. Man. Yeah. 10 years later is not a clerical error. No, it's not. But that's why they did it. And that's why they gave it to him, so that they could say they could try to cover it up. He loves trading bars with the president, and Trump called Baltimore a horrible deathbed and a hellhole, and he doesn't have what it takes, and even addressing it possibly more could pursue the Oval Office, saying it's not a presidential timber. Yeah, so. Then there's this, which I thought was just brutal, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, there's been all these Democrats running around saying that Trump is going to war with cities. Never said that. But then this is where you get this Yamiche, whatever her name is, for asking if they're going to war. You never listen. That's why you're second rate. We're not going to war. We're going to clean up the cities. This is the same. This broad is nothing but a Democrat hack that works for the AP, I believe.
You think you're gonna work it's fake news. When you say that, darling, that's fake news.
Well, why
I
would
don't
you
go to
Department
war.
of Defense?
Listen, be quiet. Listen.
Are you ready to go to war for
It's fake news. When you say that, darling, that's fake news.
Well, why
I
would
don't
you
go to
Department
war.
of Defense?
Listen, be quiet. Listen. You don't listen. You never listen. That's why you're second rate. We're not going to war. We're going to clean up our cities. We're going to clean them up so they don't kill 5 people every weekend. That's not war. That's common sense.
You know, but see, because that's the thing, and that's the plant that they put in there. And then such a horrible, non-listening person. Yeah, this person right here. I don't know what that is. Some kind of gremlin. But then, you know, so then you got the Democrats that come out here and they say, oh, Trump is only going into blue cities. You don't see him going to any Republican city. How many Republican cities are there? Those Republican cities have higher crime rates. No, they don't.
Writ large. This is a nefarious endeavor that he's going into what blue states, blue cities. You don't see any activity in a Republican state or Republican city. And yet, when he says it's all about crime, those Republican states have higher crime rates. Those Republican cities have higher crime rates. So, you know, this isn't about that. We should know that, and the public should know that. And I think slowly, writ large.
Yeah. Show me the Republican city, you lying fat piece of shit. No, they don't. Oh, look at right here. What do we got here? Yeah, look at St. Louis, Democrat mayor, Democrat mayor, Democrat mayor. Oh, what? Jacksonville, Florida, has a Republican mayor, and then Oklahoma City has a Republican mayor, and then San Antonio has an independent, and then you got Miami has Miami has a Republican mayor, and then Fort Worth has a Republican mayor. But let's see, homicide rates, worst ranking. But yeah, definitely the Republican cities. Definitely Republican cities. Top 20 cities with the highest crime rate are all run by Democrats. Right there. But yet these people just lie. And then that Jen Psaki, who's nothing like, why is it that these people that were in the Obama administration or in the Clinton administration or in the Biden administration, they're now all of a sudden they work for the press. They're all in these media outlets, you know, CNN, MSNBC. That's weird, isn't it? Isn't it odd and weird? You know, he's like, authoritarians thrive on your silence. Be loud. He's telling people to go out and be loud and to do things. This is you know, remember Trump said protest peacefully and patriotically, and they said he was an insurrectionist, but he got
for your communities,
Democrats
and your
saying
neighbors.
this stuff.
Know your rights. Film things that you see happening in your neighborhoods and your streets and share them with the news media. Authoritarians thrive on your silence. Be loud for America. Out for you.
Be loud. Disturb the peace. Commit crimes. That's what he's telling people to do. You got Kathy Hochul. Donald Trump wants New York to crash out, but he won't divide us. We'll be stronger in the face of his attacks. That's what these people are all nutso-bedutzos, man.
We are under siege, my friends. This country is under attack. And I think about what you're talking about, Bishop, about crashing out. And sometimes there's people who want us to crash out, to divide us. And I'm pained to say this, but I actually believe there's someone sitting in the White House who wants us to crash out because he is taking away health care from our families. He's taking away food from our babies.
Oh, she's speaking
He's
at a
eliminating
church.
education opportunities here in this
church should
country.
immediately
the
lose.
pathway out of your circumstances.
She's giving this is a church that she's giving a political speech at. That church should immediately lose its tax-exempt status. They're not allowed to participate in politics. This needs to stop. This has been happening way too much, and it needs to stop. They get tax-exempt status because they're not supposed to be political. But when you have a politician sitting there at the pulpit speaking, is that a dead body laying on? What is going on here?
Like the reason my mom and dad could leave a trailer park minutes from here when my dad worked hard at the steel plant where his father and brothers worked. He got out.
She's
of
from
that
a trailer park?
circumstance
Oh, go
because of an
figure.
Education. So I value that tremendously. But when we have people who want us divided, and even recently saying no more vaccines, no more COVID shots, I have to stand up as a governor and say, I'm not letting the people of my state crash out. You're not going to divide us. We'll be stronger in the face of what you are doing to us, Mr. President. And don't underestimate a woman from Buffalo who gets really, and I'm not going to say the word, but I'm not going to say it. All right. Forgive me. Who gets really pissed off about what you're doing to my people.
Oh, really pissed off about what you're doing to my people. So she thinks she owns those people. That's what it is. Yeah. Crime stats under Biden. Let's unpack that. The American Rescue Plan funneled $15 billion into public safety, but where did it go? Detroit spent $100 million on bonuses for 200 cops. Cool, but homicides are still happening. Chicago dropped $16 million on community violence intervention, while summer programs hired 25,000 teens. Sounds like temporary band-aids, not solutions. Biden team claims historic declines, but cities like Philly saw a 20% homicide drop after spikes they caused. Real crime reduction is about throwing cash at bureaucracies. It's about accountability, law enforcement backing, and policies that deter violence. When you defund morale with woke rhetoric, then invest in optics, don't act shocked when chaos lingers. Cleanup requires leadership, not public relations. Yeah, she could eat an apple through a picket fence. Yes, she could. This is Chicago. If you kill a burglar, it means you value your things more than the burglar's life. If you break into my home, you value my things more than your life. That's right. This is not a joke. Chicago leaders slam Trump after president declares Chipocalypse now. It was a joke. God, man, what is with these people? Trump and the rest of his administration has repeatedly suggested it would target the Midwest's largest city for immigration raids and a federal law enforcement crackdown. Illinois Democrats sharply criticized President Trump on Saturday, who suggested in a Truth Social post early in the morning that the administration would go to war with the city of Chicago. Never said he was going to go to war with the city of Chicago. See how they lie? That cunt asked the question. He said, no, that's ridiculous. We're going to go clean the city up. He posted an AI image, a meme of the movie Apocalypse Now with the caption, Chipocalypse Now. See, I don't know if they don't know this or not, but Vietnam was a police action, wasn't it? It was never declared a war. Just like Korea was a police action. Chicago's about to find out why it's called the Department of War, the post read, accompanied by 3 helicopter emojis among the president's most aggressive language targeting an American city. Spoken like a true tyrant, said Rep. Mike Quigley, who represents the south side of Chicago, at the city's Mexican Independence Day parade Saturday in response to the post. Yeah, see, they said that he was going to come on Mexican Independence Day and target all the people at the... Anyway, Pritzker, who's become the leading Democrat critics of the president in his second term, wrote that he's threatening to go to war with an American city. Illinois won't be intimidated by a wannabe dictator. This is not a joke. This is not normal. Trump's hostile stance Saturday comes as he ramps up tensions between Democrat-controlled cities over an immigration crackdown. He's deployed the National Guard to both Washington, D.C. and Los Angeles, a practice he would like to expand to other cities such as Chicago. As Gino says, night-night, I leave Jim while I crawl into my bed with my cat. She's already out like a light. My turn. Well, good night. Thank you for being here. President's threats are beneath the honor of our nation, but it's a reality. He wants to occupy our city and break our Constitution, said Communist Mayor Brandon Johnson. The administration faced legal pushback from the use of the National Guard in both California and D.C. A federal judge earlier this week ruled that deployment to L.A. likely violated the Posse Comitatus Act. Well, it doesn't, and so he's going to find out. D.C. Attorney General Brian Schwab filed a similar lawsuit, adding that it infringes on the nation's capital's sovereignty. Washington, D.C. has no sovereignty, you fucking moron. It's a federal district. It shouldn't even exist. It's an abomination. The Congress overstepped when they enacted the Home Rule Act. It violates the Constitution. They would need to pass a constitutional amendment to give you the power that they gave you unconstitutionally. On Tuesday, Trump said, we're going into Chicago, but did not provide a clear timeline or rationale for the legality of the action. Chicago's a hellhole. It is. I grew up there. Born and raised. It's a shithole. New Orleans may be the next target, not Chicago, a Democrat-run city whose Republican governor has welcomed the federal action. Trump has repeatedly said that he would like to have state governors' permission before entering the cities. I love the smell of deportations in the morning, Trump wrote on Saturday on social media, recreating the movies. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Yeah, here's Dick Durbin, Chewy Garcia, Mike Quigley, march on the Mexican Independence Day parade. Bunch of scumbags, all of them. Yes. Yeah, it says it was called the War Department before World War II. That's right. It was called during World War II. It wasn't until after World War II when a bunch of people had got their panties in a bunch that they changed it. Politico are renowned leftist propaganda. Yeah, they are. Minnesota has painted its encroachment into cities as a crackdown on crime, but Saturday's Post indicates the focus may be largely on ICE raids and deportations. Yeah. State and local officials have also been bracing for a surge of immigration enforcement agents to descend on Chicago and its suburbs. Dick Durbin, scumbag, said on Saturday in the Pilsen neighborhood that Trump is so irresponsible and so reckless that you never know. He'll change his story in the next 30 minutes. When asked about the Post declaring war against the city, see what they're doing here? We've seen it's a declaration against the Mexican community and the immigrant community. No, it's not. 8 people were killed and over 50 were wounded last week in Chicago. What? Hold on.
What did you say?
I said, hold on.
On.
Activist class dominated the Biden administration and turned off the country, leading to Democrat Kamala Harris's defeat in November. Moderate-leaning Democrats have launched futile efforts to distance themselves from the toxic Marxist brand of gender ideology, climate alarmism, radical racial division, and technocratic government. Consulting group Third Way has published a list of words Democrats should avoid, all terms related to ideology on the activist left. They have a list of words to avoid. Arabelle Advisors, a 1630 fund, and a network of foundations set up by Hungarian-American billionaire George Soros. He's just a Hungarian. He's not an American. I'm not claiming him. And now run by his son Alex, helped to bankroll the woke activist groups pushing this ideology. The Biden administration propelled these nonprofits into positions of influence in the government and seemed to endorse every woke cause imaginable. Many influencers agree with parts of this ideology, but as individuals, they prefer to pick and choose, crafting their own takes that gain them attention and views. Some of them may moderate toward Third Way, but I suspect most of them largely walk in lockstep on these issues. I can't believe I'm saying all this, but I'm grateful to Taylor Rents for exposing this move. I hope many left-wing influencers notice it for what it is. For far too long, the left has acted as though the only dark money activism is on the right, with the likes of Charles Koch and Leonard Leo. In reality, the left's dark money network is larger, partially because the left represents the party of America's woke elites. The more left-leaning influencers wake up to the dark money on the left and realize this attempt to co-opt their voices, they won't start supporting Trump, but they might think twice about the institutional structure that upholds the woke ideology. And if that helps them question whether the world is ending because of climate change or whether a man can become a woman by just saying, I'll consider that a win. Oh, God. All right, I want to see this. This is Kimberly Guilfoyle. I don't know what's happened to her. She looks...
Now, a Democrat consulting group called Third Way put out a memo listing words Democrats should stop using. The list includes words like privilege, systems of oppression, and pregnant people, among many others. What does this tell you?
Yeah, I mean, I think this tells me that some people on the left really do understand just how much of an albatross these woke policies are around the necks of the Democratic Party. But I have no confidence that they're going to actually listen to this memo.
Sorry.
I mean, the people who are driving the Democratic Party right now, you have Gavin Newsom.
It's chaos
who's
at
the
Jim's house
forefront
right
of
now.
pretty
Bella
much
has it's
everything.
chaos at Jim's.
And
Yeah.
then you have Mom Donnie, and you have many people out there who are
I
just
told you I would
doubling
be in there
down
in a
on
little bit.
woke. Even
Gotta go to bed,
Abigail
buddy.
Spanberger here in Virginia, she's
You
running
gotta go to bed,
for
buddy.
governor, and
All right,
she's endorsed by the Human Rights Campaign.
All right.
And she's
I'm
not-
sorry. I owe everybody an hour. I'm going to give it to you tomorrow night. I got to get this kid to go to bed. So I'm going to end the show. I am so sorry. I don't know what else to do. He's not he's not participating in a in what needs to happen here to go to bed. So I apologize. And I will give you guys an extra hour tomorrow night. Like I said, sing him to sleep. My granddaughter needs this long with rubbing her back. Yeah, I'm going to give you guys an extra free hour tomorrow. I'll do an extra hour. I'll do a 3-hour show tomorrow. I apologize, but I got to get him to bed. I don't know. It's been rough. Thank you very much for the $5 Elga News. All right. Bye. Sorry, everybody.